me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code KIND at checkout. That's harrys.com, code KIND. Enjoy.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstart batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The passion and excitement of high school football continues every week, and the high school football update covers it all every Saturday morning. Join veteran sportscasters Jim Kelter and Torrey Pantalian Saturday mornings 8 to 10 on 1180 The Zone.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
A crossover is
crossover dribble.
Sing for the crossover.
Kyrie Irving, crossover in the lane. One of the most famous crossovers of all time.
Behind the back, an ankle breaker on Chris Paul.
Crossover.
Double crossover.
Crossover continues to evolve.
All right, time for the crossover. How's your Thursday going?
Good? Oh, it's great. Yeah. I had a Diet Coke.
Big Diet Coke guy?
Is that a big deal?
I was saying, is that an event?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to recount my morning.
Well, I got up,
and that was the top story. Bed, did you have a Diet Coke?
No.
Like within the first half hour?
No, just recently, within the last hour, actually.
Okay. All right.
I'll go soda right out of bed. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Before anything else happens?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm thirsty when I wake up,
the first drink is something's got to be water.
Nope, not for me. I don't drink water.
Yes.
I don't drink water.
I don't. Not plain water. If I drink
water.
If I drink water, I put.
You drink diet water?
No, I put like Mio in it or something, like the little water flavors.
What's wrong with water? Are you too good for water?
I actively dislike the taste of water.
It's not. It doesn't taste like anything.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it.
You don't have to enjoy it. It's water. It keeps you alive.
No, does it?
Yes.
Well, why don't we do an experiment,
yes.
Bobby?
I drink a lot of Diet Coke and I'm still alive.
Let's don't drink water for like
there's water in there.
2 weeks or so.
Here's the thing. I understand that liquids are necessary, but I just don't drink plain water.
I've never heard that before. Plain water.
Well, it's like water without any, flavor.
You don't just grab a Dasani or
no, never. Oh gosh, no. No, that's
so good.
What a waste of money.
I love water.
Never.
Nice cold water that
you
go in the convenience store.
No, not at all.
Spend $1.99.
No, if I'm spending $1.99, I'm getting soda.
33 ounces.
If I'm paying $2, I want flavor.
Hot day, you've been mowing the lawn, been out playing golf.
Yeah, no, I'm going soda or flavored water. I like water with Mio. Like I will drink that.
Just go home. I get my big stadium cup that I've got from whatever stadium.
You love water. I know this.
I just fill up my cup with ice all the way to the top, and then I fill the rest of it up with water.
See, I can get behind that. I'm a big ice guy.
Ah, I love ice.
I'm a big ice guy.
I want an ice maker in my house. It was one of the things I originally wanted, but we haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, it's an essential.
They're sort of expensive.
So you don't
which
have
I didn't
a refrigerator
realize.
that makes ice?
I do, but it's the refrigerator ice.
Yeah.
It's not the same. I want the one with the you can open it up and it's like a chest and you could scoop it out. I want one of those.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, and you have to like find space in your kitchen. Like
You would get you the ice maker that gives you cubed or crushed.
That's true. Yeah,
You can get a countertop one that's pretty reasonable.
those are stupid though because it doesn't make that much ice and it takes a while to like make it. I get it takes a while to make all ice, but you're not gonna have that out all the time, right?
Well, you can. I mean, like people have their toaster out all the time. If you're a big ice guy,
It's
have
just-
the ice machine out all the time.
And I don't love the ice because I like to chew it.
Yeah.
I like to eat the ice. I don't like the ice that's the circle because most of those have the circle with the little hole through them.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I mean, you can chew that too, right?
That's there to save your life.
That's not my favorite kind of ice.
You have
Well, beggars can't
you
be
have ice cube
choosers.
trays.
Oh, no, not trays.
Oh, ice cube trays are the worst.
I thought you were going to
hate
ask if I
cube
have
trays.
ice cube rankings, and if that was the case,
He absolutely does.
yes, I do.
Top 5 ice cubes.
Very,
Josh, actually, great idea.
very strong feelings on ice.
Top 5 ice cubes.
Sonic Ice number 1.
I think so.
Okay.
See, my mind went somewhere different. I thought we were actually talking about ice cube.
How about pellets?
What? Wait, what?
Like pellets are a little longer than just the crushed, like Sonic Ice, like he's talking about.
Ooh, now Quick Trip ice has to be up there.
Yeah, that's right in the same category, I think.
I consider that basically the same. Like it's like an equivalent to Sonic Ice, basically.
Okay.
What kind of psycho is the person that says no ice when they get a soda?
A huge psycho.
Serial killers.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer definitely had no ice.
He drank a lot of Budweiser. If you've not seen the movie,
I have
he's
not.
always
He
drinking
loved
Budweiser.
Budweiser. Huge moment for Budweiser, really.
Budweiser, the official beer of serial killers.
Now people do that though. They're like, I want a Dr. Pepper with no ice. I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't want ice.
The
And
only
if you could tell them you want, because sometimes they fill it up too much. There's not enough space to like jam your straw in there. That's a problem. You could say
half ice, light on the
Just
ice.
Ease up a little bit.
Some people will do that with if you have like this sounds incredibly dumb. I can't even believe I'm about to say it. Like an artisanal root beer, they will go no ice.
What? Like a craft root
Like
beer?
a fancy root beer.
Well, you don't want to be watering down that root beer.
That's what it is. They're like, well, would you put ice in a beer? And they're like, no. Then why
Yeah.
would I put ice in a root beer? I was like, because it's soda, not beer.
People also use like the rods, like the cold rods or the cold, stones.
Yeah.
And they put that
Like
in
the
their
Scotch
drinks.
stones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't get it cold enough.
I get that for booze because you don't want it to
You don't want it to water down the booze. Although there are some drinks that you anticipate a slight water down. Not
That's
a
true.
lot, but a slight.
No, that's true. No,
yeah,
that's true.
that's part of the equation there.
It depends on where you go. Like you go to the Green Onion. Oh, no. No. There ain't no watering down the drinks there.
They got heavy pours.
Yeah, and they give you the big cups. And it's always really dark in there.
It
It's
is.
really
It's been a while
dark.
since I've been there. I might have to venture back over there.
I occasionally.
We should all meet at the Grunion.
It's pretty
Oh,
close to my
let's do
house,
it.
so I occasionally go. It's it has not changed. Whatever you're imagining, it's the exact same.
Good. I don't want it to change.
No, that's the best part, right? I like the chairs. They're pretty comfy chairs for bar chairs.
So dark in there.
It is very dark. Yeah.
I think there's a reason.
Yeah. The people there don't want to be seen or see others.
I think they had all true. we were having this discussion about places to go to hide, like bars in this town.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like towns.
Oh no.
I've talked to Sipple about this before. He has a whole list.
Oh, well, you got to be careful.
Yeah, he
though.
goes. I think I would go to Dubuque, Iowa, if I wanted to. If I was on the lam. He was like really excited about it. Okay, but places you hide in town, like where what are you hiding from?
You just don't want to be seen.
Take a little long lunch, maybe.
Like the
You know?
Phoenix. Caddy Shack is one of those places that sometimes you can go and hide at the bar.
Yeah, and
in the corner.
And the bartenders are cool.
Yeah.
Like they see you in there, and you say, "Hey, I'm
Some
not
of these
here."
places you want to go find your favorite ex-Husker. They might be there hiding.
They may be right. Yeah, right there, 120th and Blondo. There's a lot of them over there.
Very popular area. A lot of stuff going on in that area.
Kind
You never know when you walk into an establishment. You go, "Oh man, can you autograph something for me? I got some in the car."
That's probably not what they want to happen there.
But back to Dubuque, Iowa.
Oh yeah,
Why?
I could tell you all about it.
Well, Dubuque is
Lovely town.
It's much different from the last time I was there because the casino was taken off.
Yeah.
The
a little bit
Diamond
more
Joe.
downtown development.
Sure.
But I've been to Dubuque quite often.
Yeah, I go every year.
Really?
Once a year. I go to Dubuque.
It's a destination.
Yeah, I go and play in a little golf tournament with my friends. Why is it in Dubuque? I don't know.
Okay.
It just is.
Trying to
It's a charity thing. I'm very charitable.
I'm thinking of a town around here you could go and hide.
It has to be of a certain size so that you wouldn't have to leave the town to get everything you
Mine would
need.
be Missouri Valley.
Because if it's too small, you have to leave the town to like get whatever. You know?
I think a lot of people like if you ask this question to somebody like in Chicago, they
They'd
might
say Omaha.
They might say Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yes.
And they would be right about that.
Yeah.
Lincoln, it would be a great place to hide.
Yeah, that's true.
If I was in Lincoln and I wanted to go hide and wasn't very far from Lincoln, I would go Cortland. I could hide in Cortland.
Oh, for sure. Now you have to have enough people there where you could sort of blend in too.
Yes, that's why I
another
said you
thing.
have to have a certain size of town there.
How about Kearney?
With a college town, you could blend in there.
Mm-hmm. Live amongst the people.
Yeah, you know what? That might have to be the size because like a small town.
What's that pizza
newbie-
place called in Kearney that everybody loves?
Pizza Hut?
No, that's not it.
You thinking of Godfathers?
No,
Valentino's?
no, it's not a chain. Flippin' Sweet.
Oh, Little Caesars.
It's called Flippin' Sweet. I went there and the pizza was extremely sweet.
Was it Flippin' Sweet?
It was not.
So was it the sweet red sauce that made the
Yes,
pizza?
it was way
That's-
too sweet.
I don't like a sweet red.
Should have gone to Pizza Hut.
That's basically the base. It was like think Valentino's but sweeter.
Ugh. What are we doing?
The idea of the pizza was good. No offense to
What are we-
Flippin' Sweet and Kearney, but
What are we doing here?
it was a little much for me.
A little too.
For a New Yorker like me.
I think you're good in Dubuque.
I'll say,
I think your game plays better in
I
Dubuque.
I agree. I agree.
you give off way more.
little more my speed.
Give off way more Dubuque vibes than you do New York.
You could definitely hide there if you were, you had to get away, you just wanted to hide out for a couple months. You could definitely be fine in Dubuque. Nobody would ever notice that you're there.
It'd be tough to go like to a rural town.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, if it's too
They
small.
start asking questions about the
who's this
newbie that
guy?
moved in.
What are you doing here?
People would be too friendly.
Yeah.
Like I lived in Ashland for a little while. I wouldn't say they were too friendly, but they were inquisitive. They were like, what's going on here?
Why out here?
Yeah, a lot of that.
In Ashland?
Yeah.
Really?
That's basically Omaha.
It's like 45 minutes. 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, depending on where you're
But it's, there's a gap. There's a gap of, like, it's not, like, it takes 30 minutes to get from Elkhorn to downtown, but there is a gap of lack of development between, like, Gretna and Ashland.
barely. But yes.
There's a gap.
But then downtown Ashland is a place now. People go there. They have a cider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and a
haven't.
wine at the winery.
I haven't. I moved away like 5 years ago, but so I, anything new, I'm not familiar with.
Oh yeah, it's hopping in Ashland now.
That seems unlikely, but maybe more hopping than it was.
No, people are the city people are like, how do I get less of this and more of like the stuff in Ashland? People are going out to farms just to hang out.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's true.
It's not for me.
No. Have you not seen all of the homes and
Well, there's like
rental properties that are being built in this town?
There's two Ashlands.
Everybody's moving to Omaha. They're off the farms.
Yeah,
We're going to Omaha.
We're
No, I
moving
think
to Omaha.
the Omaha people are going out.
Some of them.
It's the opposite.
Some of them. It's both. You got transactions in both directions here.
People look at all the people building. Look at all the Los Angeles people building land in Wyoming, or not building land, building on land in Wyoming.
So you're saying Ashland is the
Like-
Wyoming of Nebraska?
That's right.
Ashland is Omaha's Wyoming.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I have to think on that one for a bit.
I think it's less scenic than Wyoming.
Matt says, and he's a Dubuquer.
Let's go.
Do you think he went to Dubuque Wahlert High School? Dubuque Hempstead?
I don't know any of the Dubuque high schools. How many
Do you
are
think
there?
he's been to a Dubuque Fighting Saints game?
That's the USHL team, right?
Yes, it is. Julian Dubuque Inn, downtown Dubuque. owned
Oh
by
yes,
Al
the
Capone.
Hotel Julian. Yes, you can get the Capone suite up top, but it's booked to 2 years in advance. Wow. Somebody told us that at one of the tournaments, they were like, "Oh, you're coming back next year. Book it right now." We called, and they were like, "Nope, we're booked for next year too."
What's so special about it?
I don't know. It's a mystery, but it's
You
called
can play Al Capone.
It's called the Capone Suite.
You can unlock his vault.
Al Capone get not caught there, but
That's
stayed
why
there?
I
he showed there.
That's one of the reasons I dislike Geraldo Rivera. I was so excited when they opened the vault. It was
There's just
letdown.
that whiskey bottle.
Now there's other things since then that Geraldo Rivera has done that probably I disagree with. But that's the main
What is
one.
Geraldo up to?
Oh,
I don't think
he made.
Is this a Google?
I don't think you want to know.
I don't know. I think he's in the opinion business.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The
Is
opinion.
he still
business.
wearing those glasses?
Oh yeah, that's the brand.
That's how you know he's credible.
I don't think
That's what I do.
It's more of the mustache for me.
It's the mustache glasses combo. You're like, that's a man I can trust.
All right, let's play this game again. How
He's
many
alive.
times? How many times has Geraldo Rivera been married?
Oh,
Now one of them is really famous.
One of them has a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, so
I
that makes you
guess.
famous.
I'm in for 6.
I don't think he's reached the Larry King status. I will
Almost no
I'll go
one
one
hit.
below Josh. I'll go 5.
I was gonna come in at 4, so let's do 4.
5 is the answer, Gary Sharp.
Thank you.
He is currently on his 5th marriage to Erica Michelle Levy.
Believe that she is quite younger than him.
That's not surprising.
Sure, that tends to be with an older man that's on a marriage number 5. That tends to be the trend.
I'll do a Google there too.
Is
Not-
he an 80-year-old millionaire?
I was gonna say, guess an age on Geraldo Rivera.
Ooh, 72.
Ooh, good one. 74.
I will go 71.
Geraldo Rivera is 79 years old.
Oh,
Almost an 80-year-old.
wow.
Almost add him to the list. Add him to the club.
Wow. Older than I see. I thought I was going maybe a little old.
He was on TV every day of my childhood. He was such a big part of my life, and I didn't even realize it.
He was just always there, just always on in the background.
He was
Always doing Geraldo Rivera.
there was like bombs going off in the background of where
He got in quite a bit of trouble for that at one point.
You never really knew where he was, but he was there.
Yeah,
he was on my TV.
In the afternoons, he was talking about, my out of control teen just won't listen to me.
yeah. I don't think he went as far as like You Are Not the Father, but he was in that neighborhood.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
The vault, though. I hold that against him to this day. I watched it. It was a Monday night. I sat down to watch it with my family. I was so excited, and then it was a bust. There was nothing.
That's incredibly disappointing.
nothing was in there.
It was such a major letdown. It was such a buildup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a huge 2-hour show.
Oh yeah, they like pimped it up for weeks.
Yes.
And they were
absolutely.
so excited, and they opened it, and there was nothing.
incredible.
And I've held it against
Man,
him since.
we need give me a good TV event.
Yeah, we haven't had one in a while.
Give me a live network TV
True.
event that isn't a football game. Can David Blaine eat something, or go or trap himself in a closet or something,
or make something disappear?
What is the family? The Wallendas.
Oh, he's the last guy.
Yeah.
Walk across the Grand Canyon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We need Evel Knievel.
it's true. We do.
Yeah.
We're missing that niche in society.
We got to be shooting somebody into space soon, don't we?
we did that last year.
But
Just an individual.
yeah, like a civilian. Well, Tom Cruise is going.
Just see what happens.
Oh, Bezos. Who else? Another celebrity.
No, I'm imagining like a single person, vessel
Yeah.
that basically just looks like a giant condom, like a human person
Yeah,
sized
like on
condom.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, that just shoots you into space and just see what happens. See if you
That's-
can survive it.
That's a live TV event.
They're rare.
we didn't have him again.
Well, we need to. It's about time for the Wallendas to walk between
Yeah.
Something tall.
But even
Manhattan
those-
and Brooklyn.
It's not like it used to be, because if I remember right, those were they were really sponsored, saturated by Red Bull. It was Red Bull is here. Don't forget about us. Red Bull is here.
Yeah, you may have forgotten.
Nothing is pure anymore.
With the 18 signs that we had for Red Bull, but we need to put a logo on the screen.
Yeah.
We're sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah. Don't forget.
It gives you wings. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Oh, I heard.
Well, wasn't the
You would have needed him if you'd have fell off the
wasn't
tightrope.
the guy that flew? Wasn't he on the Red Bull
Who
some
flew?
team?
Who flew?
The guy they dropped from outer
Yeah, that
space.
flew.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. I remember that guy. That was probably the last one.
I barely even remember that.
He jumped. He walked out of the spaceship. I'm serious, and he plummeted his way to Earth.
Well, he would have had to been below the atmosphere, right? Because otherwise he would have burned up coming through it.
Like you can see, you could.
I don't know the science of it.
So
But he
there's
started in space.
He was in a place where the Earth's gravitational pull still sucked him in.
Yeah, so there is a place below the atmosphere where you look like you're in space and you can like see the stars and everything.
Yeah.
That is not past.
It was
the
dark, and
atmosphere.
you could see you could see the Earth like in its like the complete Earth.
It was farther up than when we sent William Shatner into space. And it was like, oh, okay. You just sent him really high.
He's
and
like
told him it was
he's
space.
like 100 years old.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with William Shatner.
Technically, he's 80.
He's
No,
older
I
than
think
80. He's in his 90s, I think.
Oh, he's in his 90s.
He is really old.
91.
He is 91? Why did I think he was 80?
He's 91. I haven't seen him in a while. Does he look the same?
He's on commercials.
Yeah.
He's selling life insurance, I believe.
That sounds right.
You think he just cranked a whole bunch of those out about 10 years ago?
You know what?
I don't
Maybe,
think
yeah.
people look like that at 91.
He's been married 4 times.
I knew he had a number on him. I told Gary this yesterday. If marriage 2 doesn't work out, I'm not doing a third one.
Oh, you're just done.
Just not going to happen.
What is the number that you have a number on you? Is it 3 or is it 4?
I think it's 4.
Okay.
It's once you get to 4, it's like, oh yeah, they've been married a lot.
You love. It's great.
Listen, they're a hopeless romantic. They're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I think it's going to work out this time, and I appreciate that level of optimism.
Well,
and I don't have it.
I think it's probably sometimes like football coaches, you know, you just
You bounce from job to job.
yeah, you just can't be locked in a place for 7 years at a time.
Then maybe marriage isn't for you. That's kind of the point, though, right?
Well, I mean, the next coach that Nebraska hires, he's going to be married to this job, but he's not going to be here for 10 years. We thought Scott Frost was going to be here forever.
What's the equivalent of going from UCF
We broke up with
to
him.
Nebraska?
Ooh. That's an interesting question you posed.
I think that's
you're talking about in like love?
Yeah, if in a marriage. I think it's time for me to
Well,
leave.
I think Nebraska would be the irresistible pull of a farmer's daughter.
Brandy from Joe Dirt.
FarmersOnly.com.
And UCF would be.
Does Gary have any thoughts?
You know what? Bi-week content is the greatest. Especially when you're 3 and 4 in the middle of a coaching search.
Gary, can you explain to the audience a Florida hillbilly to people?
I was going to say, you're the Florida guy here.
Yeah.
What's the UCF equivalent here?
Because there's a certain type of.
It's the Florida man.
Yeah.
Flip-flops, cargos, jorts.
Oh, jorts are important. Yeah,
usually short sleeve dress shirt.
The short sleeve button down?
Mullets.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll find them more up in the panhandle of the
Sure.
state or
okay.
north of Interstate 4, so north of Orlando.
Okay.
What do the women look like?
Very similar.
Mullets?
Mullets, jorts.
Have you ever met a woman that has a mullet?
To be fair,
no.
It is quite glorious.
I've seen one. I haven't met one, but I've seen one.
What Gary described was the exact thing I was picturing.
Yeah, it's the Georgia part of Florida.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, that's why people refer to Jacksonville as southern Georgia.
Yeah. Like the panhandle and like northern Florida is very, very Georgia-y.
Well,
this would have been great in my map when I recreated the United States.
The state is there's a southern component to it, and then once you get south of, like you get to Orlando, Tampa, further
about
south,
midway through Florida,
it's a third world country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not as much southern.
They really should, govern themselves. It's
an autonomous zone.
Yeah.
I believe that the current governor had brought that up when he first got into Tallahassee.
It's been suggested.
Them in Texas, they just create their own little country.
And then like Florida State, and Miami could all play, Texas Tech.
Genius.
They have their own tournament.
The Florida, Texas.
Maybe Texas could finally be national champs again.
Florida, Texas line.
Yeah.
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, guys.
Have a good show.
Game. That is the crossover. Pack show coming up. We'll start it off next on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Number one team in the country in stop rate, Minnesota.
Oh boy, Nebraska used them in a few weeks.
85%. Number two, Michigan.
Oh cool, they see them the week after they see Minnesota.
83%.
Very cool.
Number four, Illinois.
Oh awesome, they see them at the end of the month on the 29th.
81.5%. Have you looked at where Nebraska's ranked?
Yeah.
66. They're only one spot behind Oklahoma.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for your Thursday. Feeling warm, though, with a high near 73 in Omaha and breezy winds out of the west-northwest up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, winds calm a bit, partly cloudy to mostly clear, mild, with overnight lows into the low and mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
When it comes to cement fiber siding, you want durability, hail and chip resistance, and beauty. You want James Hardie cement fiber siding. Carp's Complete Home Exteriors is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. Call Carp's today or visit carpsomaha.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now. 402-671-7777.
Follow your imagination to the Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch. Bring the whole gang and explore for treasure on the pirate shipwreck. See how the West was fun. Pretend you're a superhero as you jump on giant bounce pads. Maybe reserve your own campfire rental where you can roast marshmallows and tell stories. It's all up to you. And of course, go on a hayride and grab your own pumpkin. Priced by the size, not the pound. Follow your imagination at the Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch. 48th between Cornhusker and Highway 370. More info at BellevueBerryFarm.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right. Free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The big box stores have a secret. When you walk out the door with a new purchase, that's where the service ends. At Ty's Outdoor Power and Service, you get great deals on brands like Hustler, Toro, Honda, and Steel. Plus, you get a dedicated experienced service center. With annual maintenance and repairs, your equipment will last longer and perform when you need it most. See us in Lincoln, Omaha, or Gretna and get 10% off your residential service. Visit Ty'sOutdoorPower.com, promo code radio, or mention radio to redeem.
Great party.
Thanks. Can I get you something to drink?
I'd love a cocktail, but I don't want to trouble you.
No trouble at all. I have a Bartisan.
A Bartesian?
The Bartisan home cocktail maker. It's like a coffee maker for cocktails. It freshly mixes your favorite spirits with a cocktail capsule to create the perfect drink every time.
What's in the capsule?
All the premium juices, bitters, extracts, and mixers for the drink of your choice.
Wow. I'll have a margarita, please.
Coming right up. Your margarita.
This drink is perfection.
Get premium cocktails at the push of a button with the Bartisan cocktail maker. And with over 50 drinks to choose from, like Cosmos, Old Fashions, Martinis, and much more, everyone gets their favorite drink. And right now, buy a Bartisan and get your first 6 cocktails free when you go to Bartisan.com/drinks. Go to BARTESIAN.com/drinks for your free cocktails. That's Bartisan.com/drinks.
Looking for a new pipe or the latest vaporizer? Then go to any 42 Degrees and pick from the largest selection of American-made water pipes featuring custom creations, Jedi Glass, Michael Crouch, and local artist Chris Vargas. Need a new vaporizer from Dr. Dabber, Pax 3, Hamilton, and more? With prices up to 50% off, the most knowledgeable, friendly, and professional staff, and multiple locations. Why shop anywhere else? 42 Degrees, the source.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, good morning. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. It is the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Odson riding along with you today. On the show, we are jam-packed today. A lot of people to get to, a lot of things to talk about. Jacob Padilla of Hail Varsity will join in about 20 minutes here. Talk some football and basketball with him. We'll move Sam over to tomorrow. So Sam McKewon will join us on Friday now. Michael Bruntz in the noon hour. Martie Cordaro is going to come on for a couple minutes because the Storm Chasers, or Guest Warner Park, has a lovely event coming up tomorrow that you all need to know about. And it's pretty dang cool. So Marty will join the show a little bit later. We will spin the wheel. And then coming up here in just a couple minutes, we'll talk to Chad, who is our 4-quarter pick'em contestant this week. Last week, I was just looking over the results. Poor Tanner. Listener Tanner had the same instinct as you, I believe, Josh, and said, man, I think I like NC State.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Syracuse. Come on, Syracuse.
It's Syracuse. And lost that game, but won the other 3.
Connor, you don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
That has got to be more painful than just missing all 4 like I did last weekend in the 4-quarter pick'em. So he was 1 away from the $1,620. But Chad will give it another crack. This week you get 4 picks. They could be college football, major college football, or NFL. You can mix and match whichever way you want. You could do all NFL. We have sort of a weird slate this week in both NFL and college. Not a whole lot notable, as we've mentioned before, going on in the NFL. In college, I mean, I can't. It's hard to pick out any big, and not that they have to be big ones that you could pick. You could find the value wherever you'd like. But Ohio State is a 30-point favorite against Iowa.
That's up to 30 now?
30.
Oh, my goodness.
30 points. What did I say the other day? 37-0, 33-0?
Yeah.
I think whatever Iowa's team total is, if you want a little, wink, wink here for the FanDuel Sportsbook, go to, when the bets come out or as they sort of release the props for the game, when Iowa's team total comes out, go under it. My guess is it's going to be like 6.5, but I don't think they're scoring. My guess would be 0 because the spread is 30 and the over-under is 49.5. Tennessee has their week off bye week game against UT Martin. Syracuse and Clemson play each other, so I guess that'll be significant. UCLA and Oregon is significant. I believe that's where College Game Day is headed this week. Couple big games in the Big 12. Nothing really much going on in the Big 10 this week. Purdue and Wisconsin, Maryland, Northwestern, if you're interested. Minnesota, Penn State should be pretty good. That is a Saturday night game. And then for the true sickos, Indiana and Rutgers play each other at 11 a.m. A couple bye weeks going on, including Illinois and Nebraska this week in the Big Ten. Okay, anyway, so Chad will join us here in just a couple of minutes, and we'll talk. We'll get his picks for 4-quarter pick'em right around the corner. Some things that we had left over from yesterday. Also, today is the 27th sports equinox in history. There are all 4 major sports playing today, plus the MLS, plus the PGA Tour, plus college football tonight as well. We have a Thursday night football game in the NFL. We have a playoff game between the Yankees and the Astros. I'm very sick of the Astros at this point. We got a couple NBA games. We got a full slate of NHL games, golf, and soccer tonight. And then there's college football, like I said, as well. This is the sports equinox. All of the sports have come together to play on the same day.
We'll have another one on Sunday and another one on Monday, if necessary.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Siri.
The 2 college football games tonight are Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Troy and South Alabama. If you're interested in a little fun belt.
I usually am.
Or I guess the ACC on a Thursday night as well. So happy sports equinox to everybody out there. Like I said, plenty to get to. Jacob Padilla, Michael Bruntz, Martie Cordaro, and then Chad, our 4-quarter pick'em contestant, will come up here in just a couple of minutes. The lineup is powered by the Rooferees and John Higgins Weather Guard. I'm being told that the Iowa team total is currently sitting at 9.5.
That is correct. Over under 9.5 on the FanDuel Sportsbook.
I would tell you to absolutely wreck that under.
10 feels pretty generous.
Yeah. It really does. It feels extremely high. I don't think they're scoring at all. I like the fact that they can't get to the over by kicking 3 field goals.
Mm-hmm. That's where I was at. I was like, oh man, they could score on 3 drives and still hit that under.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Ray texts in. He says we're sleeping on the Qs.
No, I fully admit. Last weekend I said it's Syracuse. That's a garbage ranking, and I was proven wrong. Like I totally admit it. Sleeping on Syracuse. This guy.
So would you take them plus 13.5 this weekend against Clemson? 2 undefeateds. There will be 1 less undefeated this weekend.
No, Syracuse was at home against a backup quarterback and a program with not a lot of depth at NC State. Probably not.
You don't have to make your pick yet.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Also, one thing I wanted to pass along before we take a break here. Remember Lincoln East quarterback Noah Walters, who a lot of people around here were saying, this kid's pretty good at football. I know he's like 5'10" or 5'9", but he's pretty good. So let's take a look. Well, he went to North Alabama, where Ryan Held is his offensive coordinator, and he stepped into the starting quarterback role about a half of a game into his freshman year, and he has now found himself on the Jerry Rice Award watch list, which gives out an award to the FCS Freshman of the Year in the FCS division. So congratulations to him. Yes, he's a pretty good player. And another example of I don't really care how tall this guy is or the measurables. He could just play football. At a certain point, yes, it does matter when you're the quarterback, but good player is a good player. All right, we will come back. We'll get our 4-quarter pick'em picks from our contestant coming up next. We'll talk to Jacob Padilla right after that here at 1620 The Zone.
Big names, big games. We've got them all. 1620 The Zone.
It's your time for higher education, not higher debt. And it all starts with a scholarship application to Metropolitan Community College. Every year, MCC awards more than $3 million in scholarships to students. In less than 5 minutes with a single application, you can apply for all the scholarships available to you. It's your time to path forward. Let MCC show you the way. Register today. Classes start December 1st. Apply today at mccneb.edu/scholarships.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstart batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Hey everyone, Josh and John here for the FanDuel Sportsbook. Week 7 of the NFL season has arrived, and it's time for you to take advantage of a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel with the Thursday night matchup between the Saints and the Cardinals. What an interesting couple of teams we have here in this one, John. Maybe you like Kyler Murray to score a touchdown. You love the points, so you take the over, perhaps a defensive score and more, and turn a little bit into a big-time payday.
Keep an eye on that Alvin Kamara rushing yards prop, because that might be a good over or under depending on the number that you get. And build your own or choose your own from the popular same-game parlays pre-built for you in FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. And just sign up with promo code 1620 for a Thursday night no-sweat same-game parlay with FanDuel. 21 plus in present in Iowa. 3+ legs, minimum $1 bet required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bet $5. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
This is Scott Schultz from Host Coffee. 2022 marks our 50th year, and business has never been better. We continue to grow and add new customers. Many employers are looking for new ideas for their staff as people return to the office. Our pantry service is a great office amenity for staff and guests. Fresh food, snacks, coffee, water, and other beverages for employees and guests. Enhance your office experience with pantry service from Host Coffee. Learn more at hostcoffee.net.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
When cancer hits home, when you need answers and hope, turn to Nebraska Medicine, where cancer care is world-leading and personal. In one visit, you'll meet with the team specializing in your cancer, discover treatments based on your DNA, and the support that makes a difference, like a nurse case manager and multiple locations, so you can always be close to home. For cancer, this is where you begin. Visit nebraskamed.com/cancer.
Home is with you wherever that may be.
All right, all season long, we are registering people to get qualified. You've heard the sounders going off for the last couple of weeks here, and we are qualifying people to be thrown into the hat. And if you get selected out of the hat, you will get an opportunity to pick 4 college or NFL games. And if you win those games, you get $1,620. It's called 4-Quarter Pick'em. And we have our contestant for this weekend. It is Chad. Hello, Chad.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. Are you ready to make your picks?
I am. I had a couple under picks, but I switched it up. So
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear it.
All right. First one, I've got Giants +3 with the Jags this weekend.
Okay. Giants +3 against the Jags. What? Yeah. What the heck is that line? We noticed that the other day, too, and we thought, what's going on here?
It made me nervous to take this line because it almost seems too good to be true.
It feels like a trap. It feels like a trap.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. We got you there.
All right. Next one, I've got Bama -21 this weekend. I think they kind of pick things back up and start rolling again.
Okay, he's got Alabama minus 21. And they play Mississippi State. Okay, Alabama by 3 touchdowns against Mississippi State. Got you there?
Yep. Ole Miss plus 1.5 over LSU Saturday afternoon.
Okay, gotcha. Ole Miss plus 1.5 on the road at
They stay
LSU.
undefeated.
I like
I'm
that.
hoping. And then I've also got Oklahoma State. They're getting 6.5 over Texas this weekend at home.
Yes, I saw that one too, and I thought, that one's kind of interesting as well. All right.
That's a little intriguing as well. So those are my 4 picks for this weekend, guys.
All right, Chad. Well, good luck. By the way, which show did you call into to qualify? Oh, here we go. You're our guy then.
I don't want to brag, but the Connor Happer show, 2 for 2 in getting names pulled out of hats.
Nice.
I've
had some pretty good luck on this station too. I've got like courtside tickets for Creighton, so let's keep it going this weekend. Guys.
Okay, Chad. We're gonna try and get you there, man. All right, appreciate it, and we'll let you know.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that's Chad. He's got 4 picks in for 4-quarter pick'em this week, going 3 on the college side and 1 on the NFL side.
Why even bother listening to any other show? You're gonna win listening to the Connor Happer show.
There's your promo. That's how we sell it to people. Connor Happer Show, creating winners.
Creating winners since 2022.
This is what we do. We make winners. Okay.
Some interesting lines there.
Should we talk about that Giants one real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the deal there? I mean, obviously, the thought is the Giants keep winning close games, and you get probably 3 points for a home field advantage. Jacksonville -3. So, basically they say if these two teams play on a neutral site, it's a pick'em. But I think most people would say, well, the Giants have this sort of knack to win these close games. Why would I not take them with the points when I think they're going to win?
Why are you asking me to trust the Jaguars?
Plus 136 on the money line. Going to win the football game. And then, interesting. Just going with the good old faithful Alabama by 3 touchdowns. Mississippi State's been pretty good this year.
I imagine Alabama's record against the spread after a loss is pretty good.
That's a good thought. Angry Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State's getting almost a touchdown at home against Texas. People are all the way on this Texas train.
Yeah, that's another one that
I am in no way ready to hop on board completely on the Texas train.
Quinn.
And then you have Ole Miss plus 1.5 on the road at LSU. LSU is okay. Ole Miss has this sort of way about them, I feel like right now. I like that one. But it doesn't matter what I like because I suck at this, and Chad has the opportunity to get the job done.
Alabama 4-3 against the spread just this year. So, thanks, Nick.
We will have ours. We'll throw it out in the graphic tomorrow. So we'll have the 4-quarter pick'em picks. We'll have our picks where we pick the top 5 games of the week on this show. I don't even know how I did last week.
I don't either. I was too scared to look.
I don't feel like it was very good. So let me just while we're at it here, and Fred Hoiberg's talking, so we're sort of waiting on Jacob as well. So I had Michigan, that's a win. I had Alabama, that's a loss. Oklahoma State was +4. Did they cover that, or was that a push?
Michigan State, is that what you said?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. I knew there was a state in there.
Yeah.
You statey.
I know they lost. Was it by 3 or 4?
They lost by 3 in double overtime.
That's a cover.
Okay.
NC State was a loss. USC +3.5. They lost by 1, right?
Yes.
And then I had Purdue. So it wasn't a bad week. I think it was 3-3. Just hanging in there.
Hanging on.
Josh, you had
of our big 6 that we pick each week, I only differed from you in 1 game.
And you lost that one.
Of course.
It was Utah. They did not cover the 3.5.
Oh, okay.
So sorry.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done betting on Utah.
Yeah. I mean, they
won the game.
They won the game. Went for 2 at the end, but
yeah, they did.
Like that. All right. You get in touch with the show, guys. 402-951-1620. You can call in, text into that number, tweet at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, or at Connor Happer there as well. We'll talk to Jacob Padilla in just a few minutes. We'll come back. There was something that I had left over from yesterday that I wanted to talk about. Also, you keep hearing this more and more now, and it's trickled down to coaches. Conference commissioners, not that difficult to understand why they would want an expanded college basketball tournament. But why in the Sam hell would coaches want it? Why? They're just falling in line, I guess?
Job security. If I make the tournament,
it's sick.
I'm a good coach if I make the tournament.
If
there's more spaces,
it's disgusting.
I agree.
We'll talk about that next here on 1620 The Zone.
Caller 4 right now, 402-951-1620. Qualifies for 1620 The Zone's 4-quarter pick'em. It's your chance to pick 4 football games correctly against the spread to win $1,620. Call 402-951-1620. Call now to qualify with 1620 The Zone. Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
There are actually 2 kinds of cigars. The first is the one you smoke with beloved family and friends. The second, the one you enjoy with friends you've just met. And you'll find both at Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge. At Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, there's a well-stocked humidor with some of the best bands from around the world, and a bar with your favorite cocktails and other drinkables. So what do you say? Which cigar will you be enjoying tonight? Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 and 48th Street next to Cubby's.
An estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side. Be your own champion. Choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Find out more information and a physical therapist at choosept.com/NE. Brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska.
Duck Defense Midwest makes your home healthier and improves the life of your HVAC system. So improve the health of your home and everyone in it. Go to cleanairradio.com for a special duct cleaning offer for Zone listeners. That's cleanairradio.com.
Everyone deserves to be connected. That's why Cox has high-speed internet to fit any budget. Stream, chat, and connect at an incredible price. You're probably thinking, wait, what? But yeah, it's true. Learn more at cox.com/ACP. Non-transferable, one per household. Application and eligibility decisions are made by the FCC. Other restrictions apply.
Your Omaha hockey team is home at Baxter Arena this weekend when they welcome Alaska Fairbanks this Friday and Sunday. Pregame is at 6:30 Friday. Puck drops at 7:07. It's UNO versus Alaska Fairbanks on your new home for Maverick Hockey. News Talk 1290 Coil.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try Babbel for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal from Langfeld Overhead Doors gets you a half-horsepower chain LiftMaster door opener, one remote, and installation valued at $450 for only $225. A LiftMaster garage door opener with remote plus installation half off for $225 is this week's half-off deal.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, use my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR, but with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 5.73% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and includes 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
I've grown a bit concerned about how prominent the conversation of expanding the NCAA basketball tournament is right now. Now, coaches are having their conference media days, and commissioners want to talk about it. Or I guess I haven't seen anybody like opposed to it, because it feels like they could sort of feel the way the wind is blowing on this thing, and like which way it's heading, which is really, really, really sad, really disappointing. Is it? I don't know, Josh. Like, it does feel like it's sort of headed that direction.
Oh, this feels super inevitable. This feels like we are just like, no one is going to say no.
Kevin Warren was like, yeah, I think we should probably, if it benefits us, we should probably take a look at it. And that was about as close to a no thank you as I've heard. And that's not close to a no thank you.
No.
So conference commissioners have talked about it. I think Greg Sankey's kind of led the way on it a little bit. Hey, it's something that I think we need to look at, because we need to look at everything. But also, we need to look at specifically this. Let more teams into the NCAA tournament, because they're thinking about it from a money perspective, and they're talking about inclusivity to the tournament, which is already pretty inclusive, I remind you.
I mean, a lot of room.
The idea of having 96 or 98 or 128, we'll get to Scott Drew in a second because he's insane. The idea of having double the amount of teams in the tournament it's more inclusive for the teams that don't usually get in. We leave a whole bunch of like 20-win mid-major teams on the cutting room floor every single year, and they deserve an opportunity. And I don't disagree with the premise of that, but we know that's not what would happen. We know these spots would just be taken up by 15-win Big Ten teams.
Congratulations, you went 500 here.
Yeah.
Have a reward.
If you're thinking about it from like a Nebraska basketball perspective, this is like the greatest news you could have ever heard, because all Nebraska needs to do is win about 16 games in the regular season, have a couple big wins, and win about 4 or 5 or 6 in conference. And you're an NCAA tournament team now, because the conference is going to do all the work for you as far as the net rankings and or whatever, and the RPI is concerned. So dumb. But here's Scott Drew yesterday at Big 12 Media Days in Kansas City. The conversations continue to be ongoing. He says, I would like to see it go to 128 teams. You know what, Scott? Why stop there? Why not 500? Why don't we
double what it is?
Why don't we put 900 teams in the NCAA tournament? Scott, we don't have 900 teams that play. Yeah, that's fine.
It'd be more inclusive. You let D2 in, you let D3 in, you let JUCOs in.
Drew said this to ESPN at Big 12 Media Day. Quote, I know that sounds like a lot. Yes, Scott, it does.
Mm-hmm. True story.
But everybody would have to win 7 games. So it's just one additional game. But really, this is why. I think there is great parity, and you look in football, about half the teams get to go to the postseason. Now, I believe he's talking about the NFL at that point in time. Drew said 128 teams, a field that would add another full round of the current format, would give a significant portion of the Division I landscape a chance to compete for a national title. 35% of the sport's 363 teams in men's and women's basketball would make the NCAA tournament. Here's the thing that we're sort of ignoring. And I understand how the math works out. Oh, well, 14 teams make the NFL playoffs. And that's almost half the league, right? From a percentage standpoint, sure. That is true. Each one of those teams has an opportunity to win a championship. If you're including the 128th best team in college basketball and you're asking them to win 7 games in a row against some of the, most of the top 25 teams in the country, it's not going to happen. You're not winning a national championship. Now, it gives you opportunity to make the tournament. It gives you opportunity to be on a stage that people will watch, although it would be diluted. People would still watch it. It would be a diluted product, but people would still watch it. But it does not give you an opportunity at a championship. It flat out doesn't.
You saying St. Peter's didn't have a chance to win the championship, Connor?
I am, yes.
Wow.
I am, in fact, saying that.
Wow. Don't you remember Buffalo Wild Wings and
Doug?
All the fun that Doug gave us.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Doug?
Yeah.
I do remember Doug. I remember Shaheen Holloway. He's now the head coach at Seton Hall. Like, St. Peter's is not going to be a national caliber program. Like, you just don't. You make the NCAA tournament, even with 68, you have the illusion that you could win the national championship, but that's not why people are there. And I think that's one of the things that makes college sports really unique and cool. When you're talking about the NFL and we're switching all of these playoff formats over to some that look like the professional model where there is more inclusion into the postseason, all those teams are on a really, really similar level, and they come from a really similar foundation in terms of what they have access to. They all have money, right? In baseball, there's no salary cap. You can spend as much as you want from the perspective of how rich your owner is or how much your owner wants to spend and dive and throw into the team. It doesn't happen in college sports. So not everybody has the same goal. It's one of the things that I think Big Ten or Nebraska fans were sort of annoyed about as it pertained to the Big Ten. Because they're always like, yeah, well, national championships are cool, but the Rose Bowl. But the real thing there is we know we're not going to win a national championship. So let's maximize what we can here. Let's end up in the conference title game. Let's win 11 games. Let's win 12 games. Let's go to a New Year's Six bowl game. Those are our goals because we're not on the same level playing field as Ohio State is, as Alabama is, as Georgia, or whatever schools you want to throw in there. But it's really Alabama and Ohio State. That's a pretty key difference between the two sports and the two sort of formats and the way they go about their business. And I actually think that's one of the things that makes college sports cool. So when you're putting 128 teams in the NCAA tournament or 96 or whatever the number might be going forward here, it doesn't give those teams access to a national championship. It just dilutes the playoff or the tournament and gives them access to that, which could help. Then you're splitting the money a whole bunch of different ways as well. I don't know. I don't really get it. Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, said yesterday that the conversation about possible expansion has to include the men's and women's tournaments. Quote, I'm a huge fan of the NCAA tournament. I always have been. Oh, great. Been a huge fan.
You're trying to be a hipster on the NCAA basketball tournament?
I love the tournament, and I always have. I think it captures the imagination of everyone in this country, whether you're a hardcore or a casual fan. There's nothing like March. It's unbelievable. That being said, I know there have been a lot of reports about further expansion of the tournament, and I'm open to it for both men's and women's basketball, not just men's. It has to go both ways. You're talking about playoff expansion in college football. Why not expansion in March for the basketball tournaments? Bill Self, on the other hand, is a dissenting voice at Big 12 Media Days. He says, they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But can you believe this? In all honesty, we always need to be looking to tweak and improve. But the NCAA tournament feels pretty good to me right now.
Of course, it feels good to him.
Fresh off a national championship. I don't know what, like, are the coaches really on board with this, or is it like a directive from the, like, I'm not enough of a conspiracy theorist to really believe that this is like a message that is being passed down from the top of the league for people to say we need to be unified on the front of we need to expand the NCAA tournament. Maybe it's just coaches knowing that, you know, this is the way it's sort of headed, so they don't want to cut themselves off and be a, you know, because when it does ultimately get expanded, we're going to go, you know, and Bill Self has a, let's just say, for example, Bill Self talks about how he absolutely doesn't want it. It would be the worst thing in the world. And then they actually do expand it. And then they immediately go back to Bill Self and say, well, what do you think about it now? Do you still hate it? And then that messes up, you know, recruiting or perception or whatever it might be. So it feels like people are trying to get on the right side here. And that does feel like the way the wind is blowing. I will once again ask, why? Why do we feel the need to do this? Why is this conversation all of a sudden popped up? Like, did they just now realize they could make more money off of putting more teams into the tournament?
Yeah, let me do the obligatory. Well, money's the answer, Connor. You know that, right? You know it's all about money.
Oh, I absolutely realize it, but why now?
Okay, now that we said it, thank you. It's out there.
It's so odd. Let's take a phone call. Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline before we get to Jacob Dilla. Here we have Andrew. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, how you doing?
Great.
I would say there's too many. I would say the play-in games are ridiculous, and we should go back to 64. Adding more to the tournament kind of makes the tournament irrelevant in a way. It doesn't have the same feel to it. It won't. It's more like you get in for a participation ribbon or something if you go to 128.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I'm with you.
I mean, why does everybody have to be involved? You play games. If you're good enough, you'll get in. And if you're not good enough, you're not going to get in. That's just the way it is.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate the call. Now it's not that big of a deal for me to go from 64 to 68. Like the play-in games don't really bother me. Although they're weird and I don't really care about them when they're on.
Yeah, they're weird and I sort of only kind of pay attention to them, but they don't bother me.
I don't really care that they exist.
I like that they adjusted it to we should probably be putting Power 5 teams into these games instead of the small schools.
Yeah, just 16 seeds that definitely nobody is going to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah. Like I don't care that those are there. So it doesn't necessarily bother me that there's 68 instead of 64. But we just don't need to have everybody involved in this major tournament. Once again,
everybody does make a tournament in the postseason.
Yeah.
Whether it's the
like,
NIT,
if you
the
want
CBI.
So basically you have, I don't know, how many did you say? 355, something like that, Division I teams right now in college basketball.
Yeah.
68 of them are making the NCAA tournament. Another 30 whatever are making the NIT.
32, I think.
Then there's like the CIT and the CBI. One of those is dead, but I think the CBI still exists. So that's basically another, I think, 16. And we're talking about a pretty good, I mean, over 100 teams in the postseason.
116.
Yeah. And the other teams that are left out of that are ineligible because they've gone below 500. And who the hell wants to play in a postseason when they're below 500?
Yeah.
Like at that point, you just want to end it. Let's get to the offseason and let's get to next year. That's plenty. It's plenty.
Could you imagine some Power 5 team is sitting at like 8-12, and in a post-game press conference, the coach goes, "All our goals are still in front of us."
I know. Like, does it even matter anymore? The answer is no. And once again, and if it's about inclusivity, don't worry. And all the Power 5 people are talking about this. Don't worry. The Power 5 teams, or the high major teams, as we call them in college basketball, you guys all have a chance. So the great thing, so we use Nebraska as an example because they haven't had much success. You can find a way to get to 16, 17, 18 wins and being competitive in February and in early March, and that gets you to the NCAA tournament. It's not that hard. The conference is going to prop you up. That's what makes it, frankly, unbelievable that Nebraska has never won a tournament game. It doesn't make any sense because they've been in a power conference for a very long time and have most of the time just flat out not made the NCAA tournament.
You see,
it's not that hard.
Kentucky is scheduling teams like Gonzaga, Indiana, North Carolina, Duke, Michigan State. Like, they're scheduling excellent non-conference games to prepare themselves for playing those teams later on down the road. Do you think if they could make the NCAA tournament with a 500 record that they're going to even try to schedule a interesting non-conference basketball game?
Yeah, at that point, it's just for fun if you're doing it. Just for fun. Amazing Daniel tweets in on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. People want expansion for football because most teams don't have a path. Literally every college basketball team has a path to the tournament right now. Yep, they do. Now, it's tough for those low major teams to win their conference tournaments and get in. It's not easy for them, but it's supposed to be harder. They're not as good. So if there was a way that they could write it in and they expanded this thing so, it's guaranteed that mid-majors that are on the bubble, like 20, the 20 win teams or the 25 win teams that lost their conference tournament final or a bid stolen or something like that, that those teams got in, I guess. But still, that's part of the fun of it. Sometimes it's always like, this is something that people, I guess, need to hear. Sometimes it's not always fair. Like, it's not always fair. Sometimes you win 30 games and you lose in the Summit League title game. Sorry, you don't get to go. It's part of the deal. All right, we'll talk about this and more. Looks like Fred Hoiberg's getting close to wrapping up down there in Lincoln.
Yeah, Jacob's good to go.
So we'll talk to Jacob Padilla of Hale Varsity next here on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Fourth grade, we're learning all these things. I, in my infinite wisdom, decide to write a note to a girl. Finish your drink. I don't want you to spit this. Said me plus you equals nighttime fun. It's an 11-year-old. I got in trouble. I got sent to the counselor's office.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for your Thursday. Feeling warm, though, with a high near 73 in Omaha and breezy winds out of the west-northwest up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, winds calm a bit, partly cloudy to mostly clear, mild, with overnight lows into the low and mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
Creighton Sports Update.
Creighton women's soccer hosts the DePaul Blue Demons in Big East action tonight at Morrison Stadium. Kickoff is set for 6:30. Limited tickets are still available online at gocreighton.com/tickets. That's Creighton versus DePaul tonight at 6:30. And that's your Creighton Sports Update.
$16.20 The Zone proudly supports Creighton Athletics.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to have someone else say it. Because for some reason, when a random person talks about how great something is in a commercial, it's more believable.
I saved with a Progressive home and auto bundle.
And there you have it. I mean, I'm not sure why she's more believable than me, but either way, you get the point about the saving. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry, you can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style, and they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. Because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line. So they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
Hey, everybody, it's Gary Sharp. Join me for We Got a Podcast, driven by Woodhouse Auto Family. We get more in depth, have a guest or two, and drop nuggets of info you haven't heard anywhere else. Join us for We Got a Podcast, driven by Woodhouse Auto Family, every Friday in the show page on 1620thezone.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Can you believe it? The NBA season is here, and you can place your bets with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers get $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Just use promo code 1620 when you sign up. Plus, all customers get 3 months of NBA League Pass when they make a $5 bet on the NBA, courtesy of FanDuel. Free basketball.
Free hoops, John. Plus, you have an opportunity to win lots and lots of money. Do not miss your chance to get $150 in free bets, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass today with our promo code 1620. Take the Bucks to win the NBA title. Promo code 1620. 21 plus and present in Iowa. New customers, first online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Existing customers, $5 NBA wager required. Limit 1 pass per customer across both offers. Restrictions to apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. NBA League Pass. Local blackout restrictions apply.
It's Halloween at Genesis Health Clubs. Join with no enrollment fee, no contract, and save 20% per month every month. Omaha, it's the spookiest time of the year, but starting a new fitness routine doesn't have to be scary. Genesis is transforming fitness here in Omaha with our fully remodeled Cass, Westroads, and Terra Plaza locations, plus new locations at 132nd and Center and Midtown Crossing. Come see our just finished luxury remodel at 84th and Q with all new finishes, equipment, and amenities for the best fitness experience in Omaha. Whatever your fitness needs, Genesis is here to help every step of the way, and there's nothing scary about that. This Halloween, join Genesis Health Club with no enrollment fee, no contract, and save 20% per month every single month. But hurry, this offer will end before you have a chance to count your Halloween candy. It ends on Halloween and won't extend. Come to Genesis and get in the best shape of your life so you can handle anything those zombies, werewolves, and vampires throw at you. Go to GenesisHealthClubs.com before Halloween and get no enrollment fee, no contract, and save 20% per month every month. This offer will not extend.
At Lenahaw, our homegrown trees boast the most vibrant colors of fall, reds, yellows, and oranges. Shop our garden center today for the best selection of plant material and seasonal decor. When you think fall, think Lenahaw, 192nd and Center.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
And now, only cure for our basketball Jones. Hail Varsity's Jacob Padilla on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Baby. All right, we're back, and we welcome in Jacob Padilla of Hail Varsity, fresh off of Fred Hoiberg media availability. Hi, Jacob.
Hello, Connor.
Are you excited that basketball is #back?
Yeah, much more excited now than I was around the middle of the third quarter of the Suns game last night.
I got to see Jacob Padilla Suns tweets, so it was as sure a sign as any that basketball was back.
Yeah, I apologize.
No, I liked your take about the Valley jerseys and how you weren't going to buy one because nobody knows what that means.
Yeah, it's like all the Rally the Valley stuff and like all that branding. Like it's really cool for the people that live there. It's just, again, as a Suns fan living in Omaha, Nebraska, like why? Like I'm not part of the Valley, so I just feel a little left out.
Yeah,
Missouri Valley.
You could be a Missouri Valley fan. That'd be really cool.
We've moved on past that.
How do you feel when I say NCAA tournament expansion?
I'm good. I'm okay. We can chill on that discussion.
Well, I just don't understand why. Like, it's
job security.
It's money, but like then the coaches are sort of like perpetuating this, and like it just feels like the way the wind is blowing now, and that just happened out of thin air.
Okay. Well, of course, coaches are speaking up in favor of it because it means a better chance that they make it, even when they have a down year, and that means more money. That means more job security. That means more job security for their friends that are maybe not in the same position that they are in terms of coaches that are at like perennial tournament teams already. So like it makes sense why they like coaches at that level would consider it. It's kind of self-interest there, I think, and kind of the coaching brotherhood and all that. From the administration side of it, think like ADs and all that, like more NCAA tournament units, and again, the money side of it.
Yeah.
And then you look at fans and writers, and all we see is more bad basketball.
The latest report is that they're looking at expanding all of the NCAA tournaments in all sports to include about 25% of the programs who are eligible. So that would expand the tournament in men's basketball by about 20 teams.
Yeah, the comparison between like people make like between pro leagues and college.
It's a different thing.
Completely different because of the number of teams involved. Like you don't need to yeah, sure, NBA teams, half the teams make the postseason. There are only 30 teams. So we're talking about a very different scope here. So they don't need to be equipped.
And I said it this way too, like we're talking about a different, all those teams in the NFL and in Major League Baseball, they start at the same baseline level of like competitiveness. They all have the same, professional athletes on their team. It's not the same in college basketball. It's all different, or in college football. It's all different. There's different, starting points for each of these teams. And like the top of the sport is much, much different from the bottom of it.
Exactly. And they continue to expand, and more teams are trying to jump up to Division I level because of everything that comes with it. So we're moving towards 370, 380 Division I teams. It's going to keep it. I mean, that's probably something that you need to look at, like capping more so than expanding the tournament. But that's a completely different, and that's probably because you don't want to exclude programs that have the means to make that jump. And there are some teams that can jump up and be successful at that level and show that, hey, we belong at this level. So, but you don't need to try to keep up with that 25% or whatever you're trying to hit. It's fine as it is.
Fred Hoiberg basically announced his starting five: Sam Griesel, Emmanuel Bandamel, C.J. Wilcher, Wilhelm Breidenbach, Derek Walker. No surprises there. How deep will they go? Is it 7, 8 on the through the bench? And is that, sort of something that you figure out in the first few games of the year?
Yeah, Hoiberg said that he's still kind of trying to figure out what that rotation is going to look like. He mentioned, like at his first press conference of practices, that he's going to have some tough calls at the back end of the rotation. And then I kind of asked him a little bit about that. He said, like, just kind of as you get into it, maybe things don't play out the way you thought, but then some other things surprise you. And basically just kind of avoided the question about the depth on the team and how deep he's looking to go. But you mentioned the 5, and kind of the one question with that 4 spot with Juwan Gary coming in. You weren't sure how Wilhelm would look coming off of the injury, but I kind of, it felt like it was shifting back towards Wilhelm as we kind of moved throughout the preseason here. So that was the 5 that I expected to hear, and so no surprises there. Juwan Gary will play, Blaze Cada will play, so that gets you to 7. And then after that, I think it's kind of up in the air.
You don't need a couple more guards.
Well, yes. But the question is, which of those guards are they? We've heard things about a lot of different guys, and so Hoiberg's talked about Emmanuel Bandamel as kind of as obviously the starting 2, but maybe kind of running the point a little bit when Sam Griesel takes a seat. But we've also heard about Ramel Lloyd Jr. playing a lot of point guard, and Hoiberg said he likes his steal, and we've heard Cale Jacobson actually has a chance to play as a walk-on in that spot. CJ Wilcher said he loves playing with him. He said he makes the right decision 90-95% of the time. So you could, one of those 2 guys probably, you could see kind of cracking that rotation there, because I'm a little skeptical of Bandamel as a lead ball handler just based on the tape that I saw from SMU.
Yeah, he was totally different at SMU, and not that at all.
Yeah, he ran a little bit of pick and roll, and like, okay, this is kind of interesting, but he was much better as an off-ball player there. So I don't know what exactly that looks like, or if that's something that's we'll see all season long, or is he just kind of holding down that spot until a guy like Lloyd or Jacobson kind of is more ready as a true freshman? We'll see. Casey Tominaga, Fred likes the offseason that he's had. We'll see. Jamarcus Lawrence called him one of the best shooters on the team. So I don't think we see both those guys. I think we'll see one of them, depending on kind of the situation. And then Denham Dawson is a guy that Hoiberg, like when I asked him about that depth question, he said Dawson is a guy that I probably need to talk more about, or I haven't talked enough about, just because of what he brings in terms of consistency, hustle, defense, all those types of things. So I think how many of those guys do we see? And Freddie even said, like, hey, what it looks like at the start may not necessarily be what it looks like at the start of Big Ten play. And by the end of the season, like, these guys are going to kind of come and go on the fringes of that rotation. But I think those top 7, and then we'll probably see probably 2 of those perimeter players, kind of one at least in the steady rotation, and then kind of situational work for everybody else. So we're looking at 8, 9, 9.5, maybe.
Yeah, wow.
Depending on how these guys do. And Hoiberg said he's going to play everybody and kind of see how it looks in the exhibition on Sunday.
Isn't it crazy that we're talking about a Fred Hoiberg team and we're talking about trying to find more guards?
Yeah, well, they got plenty of them. It's just I don't know which of them are ahead of the others at this point, because there's so many of them are new. And obviously, CJ Wilcher, I think we kind of know what we're going to get from him. He's in better shape now. Try to expand the team a little bit, but you feel pretty good about what he's going to give you, and kind of one of the top end scorers, at least on that team, the best shooter on the team. And then beyond that, it's a lot of question marks and newcomers.
Yeah. Jacob Padilla of Hail Varsity. Let's switch over to football here a little bit.
It's a bye week, Connor.
It is a bye week, but there's always something. This week it's more of coaching search, whether it's nonsense or conversation. But as far as the football program is concerned, what's happening before Nebraska's next game against Illinois, they got to get healthy a little bit. Is there anything outside of that can do this team some good over the next week or so before they play Illinois?
Yeah, I mean, more time adjusting to what they're trying to do now with the coaching search, and that you can make incremental gains from that perspective. Get a little bit more comfortable. They've learned they tried a few different things over the last few weeks, and you're seeing kind of which of those work, which of those probably need to be put on the shelf. But the health is certainly a big thing, and I think that really showed up in that last game. And with the defensive performances, there just isn't enough depth to have some of your top end guys going out, and losing, not having Luke Reimer in that game was a big deal. I think losing Nick Henrich was a big deal, and it sounds like that's a long term deal. Unfortunately, hopefully, Reimer made the trip. I would assume we'll see him back out there. Hopefully, Quinton Newsome will be a little bit healthier after having a bye week to recover from what knocked him out of the Rutgers game. So you can get a little bit healthier in spots, but unfortunately, it doesn't sound like you'll have Henrich back. So it's kind of hopefully 2 steps forward, but still a step back from that standpoint. So it is just kind of little gains here and there, trying to get your top guys back out there and hope that you can hang in there.
Do you think we got a little out in front of ourselves on Anthony Grant, or is this more of a product of the offensive line right now?
I think there are a lot of factors. And even, I know Damon Benning talked about it a little bit too. His running style isn't necessarily one that, it can lead to some rough outings just based on his, the way that he's always looking to make a big play, the way he bounces it around, the way he cuts. Sometimes trying to get to the outside when maybe it just isn't there. But a lot of it is the offensive line. I mean, I haven't seen, I don't have the vision of guys like Damon that knows exactly where the holes are supposed to be, but I don't see a lot of holes when I'm watching there for him to run through. So that's part of it. And then losing Scott Frost for all his flaws. He is a very good designer of the run game. And I think we saw that influence early on in the season, and we haven't seen it recently. It's all Whipple's offense now. And Whipple is definitely a pass-first guy, especially when the run game isn't working. Like, he's not a guy that's going to keep running into a brick wall. He's going to, if we can't block either way, then I'm going to take a chance that Casey can survive long enough to chuck it down to Trey Palmer, because there's just a higher chance of success doing that, going more to the pass game than what they're getting out of the run game right now. I was talking with some fans and some guys on Twitter yesterday about this, and they've got to find a way to get that balance back, though. Whipple has to find a way to get a little bit more creative, to find other ways to run the ball. Otherwise, Casey's going to get killed. If there's not even the threat of the running game, then it's going to be so much more difficult to protect Thompson and to get Palmer open downfield. And kind of the more you go, the more teams will kind of hone in on Nebraska's tendencies and make it tougher to do what they've been doing. You've got to find a way to keep defenses off balance. And we know that Grant is a capable back if he has the opportunity.
It's funny because on one hand, Jacob, I'm like, well, they're not very good at it. They're not very creative at it, as Scott Frost mentioned when he was here, and you just mentioned sort of there a little bit as well. And then they abandon it quickly. But on the other hand, I would abandon it quickly too. you know, so what do you do?
Yeah, that's where I'm at always, with the run the ball. And I was talking with Dirk Cowan about this too. It's they're abandoning the run pretty quickly, but you're going to get yourself buried if you go 2 yards punt every single time down. You're putting yourself behind the sticks every single drive when you try to run the ball. You definitely, I understand, not sticking with something that isn't working, but you got to find a way to try to make it work, though. You got to try something different. You got to go back to it somewhat. So there's I kind of find myself in the middle of that discussion, the run the ball people, and just do whatever they're doing now, because I understand they have to be able to block to run the ball, and they're not doing that right now. So it's a tough spot to be in for sure.
All right, Jacob, we'll let you go. Appreciate you taking the time as always, and we'll talk to you next week, and we'll be very ready for basketball at that point.
Yes, we will. Talk to you guys later.
That is Jacob Padilla of Hail Varsity. What do you do? Also, I don't know what was going on in the background there.
I know this wasn't the case, but it sounded like he was on like an old corded phone and was just kind of wrapping the cord around
Was
his
it
finger.
like it's not, yeah, there's your We were wondering when you were going to come back for this, Gary.
Drive home safe, Gary. Everybody say bye to Gary.
It sounded like he had like a mouse and he was scrolling it, but I don't know how that would come in so clearly on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what was going on.
We should have asked him because now we'll never know.
Yeah, I know. We'll never know.
But I also I don't want to make him feel bad. It was fine.
I'll text him or something. Hey, what was going on? What's going on over there? What does Nebraska do in the run game? They could take my suggestion and have a series or two for Logan Smothers. Because I mean, there's every time you can make an argument one way or the other, you can have a counter back. Okay, why do they? They're too simple in the run game, and then they abandon it too much, and then they okay, but wouldn't you abandon it if you weren't running it well on the offensive side of the ball? Sure, right? Okay, but we need to take time off the clock. Maybe you take a 3 and out, and instead of it taking 14 seconds, it takes 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but I want to score, and our best chance to score is to bomb the ball to Trey Palmer. And maybe he only catches 1 out of 6 or whatever it might be, but we'll take that for points. The offensive, that's the crazy thing about it. Like it's not going to be consistent. I've been going back and forth on my head this week on if it is like repeatable, because they scored 37 points off of it basically on Saturday. I wouldn't have seen that come in a million years. Now, Trey's not going to have a 300-yard from scrimmage game every single time out there, but their offense has basically been reduced to run that totals 4 yards and then throw it to Trey Palmer. And I think we're going to see exactly how far that takes them. Because I think Pat Narduzzi was right. He's stubborn. It's not that. It's not just that. It's, he knows what he knows. And if they could have made it work, the Frost-Whipple combo could have been okay. But the running piece is gone. It just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, if there was one thing Scott Frost was right about, it was the fact they needed to get more creative in the run game. They did. And he needed to let Whipple run his offense, but they do need some creativity in the run game. For sure.
Pat Narduzzi was right.
Pat Narduzzi and Scott Frost were right. Take of the day.
Wow.
Take of
Shocking.
The day. Do we have our first flight tracking situation?
Let's go. What do we got? Lay it on us. It's a bye week. This is a big week.
I guess this was going around yesterday.
Okay. Tuscaloosa to Lincoln.
Close.
Oh, really?
Apparently Sunday there was a private plane that went from Oxford, Mississippi to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, shut up. This real?
I don't know. It's flight tracking season.
If I had a private jet, I would troll fan bases like that. Like,
absolutely.
Where could I fly today that people would?
Hey, by the way, the new coach is not coming to Lincoln, Nebraska, because you ain't coming to Lincoln, Nebraska right now if you're a head coach in college football and not getting seen. It is impossible. That word's getting out. So when Trev's meeting people, or when whatever conciliaries are meeting people, they ain't meeting them in Memorial Stadium. They're meeting them somewhere else. Remember what Bill Moose said. Wasn't just Phillies. Wasn't just for a sandwich.
Lane Kiffin.
That's my Bill Moose story.
Lane
Bill
Kiffin
Moose
has a
accent.
date in Death Valley this Saturday. That might be a Zoom meeting if he's taking a meeting with Trev this week.
All right, Bruntz is coming up at the bottom of the noon hour. We'll talk more football with him as well. Got an interesting email here that I'd like to get to in the noon hour, but up next is the odd news on 1620 The Zone.
1620 The Zone's four-quarter pick'em returns. It's your chance to win $1,620. All you have to do is correctly pick 4 college or NFL games against the spread. Listen to Qualify every weekday or enter online at 1620thezone.com. One lucky listener will be selected each week to make their picks live on air.
Awesome.
Go to 1620thezone.com for complete rules and contest details. It's 4-quarter pick'em with 1620 The Zone.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now. 402-671-7777.
The 2022-23 Creighton sports season holds great promise for competing for Big East and national honors, and 1620 The Zone will be there all year long. The 1620 The Jays podcast covers all of Blue Jay sports, from volleyball, soccer, and cross country in the fall to basketball in the winter, plus baseball, softball, tennis, golf, and rowing. Join me, John Bishop, along with Josh Peterson and Connor Happer each week for interviews with Creighton student athletes and coaches. It's the 1620 The Jays podcast. New episodes each Friday on 1620thezone.com and on Twitter at 1620 The Jays.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
The big box stores have a secret. When you walk out the door with a new purchase, that's where the service ends. At Ty's Outdoor Power and Service, you get great deals on brands like Hustler, Toro, Honda, and Steel. Plus, you get a dedicated, experienced service center. With annual maintenance and repairs, your equipment will last longer and perform when you need it most. See us in Lincoln, Omaha, or Gretna and get 10% off your residential service. Visit Ty'sOutdoorPower.com, promo code radio, or mention radio to redeem.
Great party.
Thanks. Can I get you something to drink?
I'd love a cocktail, but I don't want to trouble you.
No trouble at all. I have a Bartisan.
A Bartesian?
The Bartisan home cocktail maker. It's like a coffee maker for cocktails. It freshly mixes your favorite spirits with a cocktail capsule to create the perfect drink every time.
What's in the capsule?
All the premium juices, bitters, extracts, and mixers for the drink of your choice.
Wow. I'll have a margarita, please.
Coming right up. Your margarita.
This drink is perfection.
Get premium cocktails at the push of a button with the Bartisan cocktail maker. And with over 50 drinks to choose from, like Cosmos, Old Fashions, Martinis, and much more, everyone gets their favorite drink. And right now, buy a Bartisan and get your first 6 cocktails free when you go to Bartisan.com/drinks. Go to BARTESIAN.com/drinks for your free cocktails. That's Bartisan.com/drinks.
When you're a kid and it feels like no one is in your corner, it's a pretty tough place to be. And let's not forget the spikes in depression and anxiety from the pandemic. That's where teammates can help. When kids have mentors through teammates, they're more likely to feel engaged in school and more hopeful for the future. Just by simply being there, mentors can make students feel confident in their own skin, even when everything else seems to go wrong. Become a mentor and be there for a student by going to teammates.org. A message from JTech Construction, proud supporter of Teammates Mentoring. And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
All right, time for the odd news. Josh, hi.
Hello.
What do we got?
We have an investment opportunity for you, Connor.
Oh, good.
I know
I've been looking for one.
Yeah, we all love a get-rich-quick scheme, and I might have yours. Go to McDonald's.
Done.
Buy a one of those adult Happy Meals.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Just hold on.
I'm just grading it thing by thing.
It's a $12 investment on your part. Don't take the toy out of the wrapper, and then you can sell it on eBay for at least $25,000.
What?
Or more.
Why?
Because people are idiots? I don't know.
They could go to the McDonald's and get it for $12.
Are you old enough to remember when McDonald's had Beanie Babies in the drive-thru?
Sure as hell am.
Yeah. We're doing that again, basically.
Now, people are selling Beanie Babies for a lot of money now.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
I know we've had this conversation before.
And I had so many. I had so many Beanie Babies.
The Cactus Plant Flea Market box is what they're calling the adult Happy Meal at McDonald's.
Cactus Plant Flea Market box?
Yes. It's already sold out at a number of McDonald's locations across the country, meaning the only way you can get it is through the secondary market. Opportunistic resellers are taking advantage of the limited time collabo with streetwear company Cactus Plant Flea Market to try and make a quick buck. Toys from the combo meal are popping up on resale sites and fetching thousands of dollars. One seller on eBay listed he had all three toys. There's apparently three toys. There's four. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they are in the shape. They look like basically claymations. They are in the shape of the old McDonald's characters.
Grimace,
Can
Hamburglar.
you name all the McDonald's characters?
I know Grimace. I know Hamburglar. I didn't know the bird was named Birdie.
And then there's a guy. Yeah, he's just wearing a McDonald's hat.
That is the apparel brand's mascot, Cactus Buddy.
Oh. So maybe there's only three then.
Yeah, one seller is selling a trio of unopened toys for $300,000.
Oh my god! Hey, so what's in the adult Happy Meal?
It's your choice. You can have a Big Mac value meal or a 10-piece chicken nugget value meal. It's literally nothing special.
Oh, it's just the same thing, but it's in a box.
But it comes with a toy in a fancy box.
Oh,
and it makes you, an adult, happy because times are tough. Connor.
Does it cost more money than it would if I ordered like a number 10 or whatever it is?
Yes, you are literally paying about $5 or $6 extra bucks for
$5
that
or
toy.
$6? Oh my god!
I mean, what's a Big Mac value meal run?
What the hell is Cactus Plant Market anyway?
I don't. It's a streetwear company, very hip with the
kids.
What's
a streetwear? I'm going to their website. I'm not going to like it, though. Their website says coming soon.
Ooh, so you know it's good.
And there's a password.
Another seller is asking for $25,000 for one unopened Happy Meal toy and wanting you to cover the $6 in shipping fees.
This is disgusting.
Both listings have yet to receive any bids, but that's not to say that people haven't been willing to cough up money for the toys. One eBay listing that included the toys for $2,500. I'm sorry. It is including 150 sealed toys for $2,400. It is fetching an average of $16 per toy. So you can make your money back.
Who owns this company?
McDonald's?
No.
Oh, Cactus Plant Streetwear? I don't know. Probably a Kardashian.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Doesn't this feel like a Kardashian scam?
I thought my first thought was Kanye West.
Okay.
So, basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Also, the fast food giant is set to bring back the Halloween Happy Meal pails for the first time since 2016. I am very excited about this.
Oh, the pumpkins?
I had one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you put your candy in it, and you go trick or treat.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I kept those for years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good job. We're throwing it back to the 90s again.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for Cactus Market.
Whatever that is.
That's dumb.
California, we go for our next story. For some unexplained reason, a wanted man was covered head to toe in black paint when cops apprehended him last week. Investigators had been looking to arrest Rufus Barron, 35 years young, on an outstanding warrant when his mother called police to report that her son was asleep in her home. I'm going to guess he wasn't welcome there.
That seems like it.
When officers arrived at the residence around 1:30 a.m. on Tuesday, they discovered Barron coated in black paint. Barron would not say how he came to be so covered. A search of Barron turned up a glass smoking pipe containing methamphetamines. Cops suspected, and this is a direct quote from the article, cops suspected that Barron had been on a meth bender.
Oh.
With meth bender in quotes.
A meth bender, huh?
Barron is being held in the county jail on multiple charges, including possession of a controlled substance, violating parole, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I would say, who hasn't got high on meth and painted themselves?
If you can't do that, then, I mean, what's the point of doing meth? Am I right, guys?
I thought this was a free country.
Thought this was America. And finally, Connor, we go to Florida.
Hell yeah.
South Florida man is facing 3 felony charges after police accused him of running after a woman with a machete.
There's always machetes.
There's a lot of machetes in America today. The reason, because she didn't have a crack pipe.
Oh.
Miami-Dade police arrested 45-year-old Roberto Hercules in Hialeah County.
It's a fake name.
According to an arrest report, Hercules was completely naked, wearing nothing but painted nails and a cowboy hat when he chased a victim last Tuesday. Police said the woman was riding her bicycle in the area when Hercules asked her for the pipe. Officers wrote that the attack began after she told him she did not have a crack pipe. The woman jumped off her bicycle while Hercules eventually ran off. On Friday, police say they found Hercules sleeping in a tent next to a group of businesses in Hialeah. According to the report, Hercules was once again completely naked and had painted nails. Police also found 2 cowboy hats in the tent.
What's going on in Florida?
Roberto Hercules.
What is going on in Florida?
Great question.
Machetes, crack pipes.
Roberto Hercules.
Roberto Hercules. A lot of stuff going on. A couple texts into the text line here at 402-951-1620. Travis says, damn, Barron's mom is a snitch.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, ratted out her own son.
He's just trying to sleep one off. Doesn't sound like he was causing a problem.
Also, we got a picture from Mr. Rick. I don't know if this is an original picture, but there is the adult McDonald's Happy Meal, and then there is a, what do they call those? The pouches, the pouches with the juice. What do they call those?
Pouches?
No, the pouches with the juice. That everybody always drank them.
Oh, like Capri Sun?
Capri Sun, thank you.
Okay.
But it's Modelo.
Oh, very nice.
I don't think that's real, but it should be.
It should.
And then somebody asked whatever happened to the Travis Scott McDonald's meal.
Yeah, that was something that I was.
What about the Saweetie?
Yeah, the BTS meal.
Yeah. So apparently they got over like having people pick their meals and selling them at a higher price because it's attached to the person, and they just went back to 1999, which honestly is probably a better call.
The J Balvin.
J Balvin,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how to say.
I still don't know who that is.
He performs before NFL games a lot.
Really? Is he a DJ?
No.
All right, we're going.
He is a singer of some repute.
He's from Colombia.
Yeah. See the new Pitbull?
He might be.
Is Pitbull done?
No. Pitbull's not done.
Okay.
He is a
Short King Summer.
Colombian
Shout
singer.
out to Pitbull.
He's been referred to as the Prince of Reggaeton.
Didn't you go see a reggae band at the Red Rocks?
I didn't see nothing at the Red Rocks.
You just went to the Red Rocks?
Dude, I just went to the Red Rocks.
You didn't
and
see
I saw
a show at the Red Rocks?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was something else going on that night. They were unloading all the stuff, but I went there during the day, and there was that guy who rolls down the stairs.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so
that guy is awesome. That's what I went to see.
I saw that video, and I said, oh, Connor's at Red Rocks. There must be somebody performing at Red Rocks.
No.
And that night, it was like, Reggae Phonic live at Red Rocks.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't know the name of the band, but it had reggae in the name.
It was something de soul, and I'm not sure what that meant.
Might have been a stereotype on my part. I apologize.
I left.
Don't cancel me.
We just happened to be in the area. We were going for a little hike, and it was like, that's Red Rocks. Let's go over there and see what's going on. And lo and behold, the guy who runs down the stairs and rolls down the stairs, and has gone viral on like TikTok and whatever a whole bunch of times. He was there. He was doing his thing.
How is that man not dead?
So we got the live look at him. I don't know. He's insane.
I mean, theoretically, all those stairs, all those rolls, he would hit his head at some point.
Yep. He also does not care. Like if you are in his way going down the stairs, he does not care. He was rolling down once and he wasn't really looking, and he ran into like an entire tour group.
Well, you're in the way of his bit.
Exactly. Like this is his place.
Okay.
I don't know if people have ever seen the video, but
can't say I care for that. Kind of rude.
It was a sight to see live. Really, really, really funny.
Highlight of the weekend?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are always great things that you just sort of happen upon. Like we have things planned, we have things to do.
Sure.
But we happened upon that, and that was a pretty cool deal. Joe says he's changing his fantasy team name to Roberto Hercules.
Please do.
Good idea, Joe.
This weekend, sit down, create a player in Madden, nickname him Roberto Hercules. Yeah, absolutely.
The Sims is back. You can make your Sims guy named Roberto Hercules.
The Sims is back.
Yeah, Sims is back. It's free right now. I downloaded it last night. I played it for 10 minutes and got bored. I named my guy Dutch Vanderland.
Wow.
That was what I named my NASCAR driver when I played NASCAR Heat for about 2 weeks, too.
NASCAR Heat.
Yeah.
Wow. These are all things I have forgotten about.
Every once in a while, I just get bored and I download a really random game, and NASCAR Heat and Sims were most recent, too.
That's exciting.
Not really. It's not that fun. But it's a good time waster, distractor.
We need those. Those are important.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the odd news. Got an email I'd like to get to regarding Nebraska football, and I still have to refute something Sipple said in one of his columns from a couple days ago.
Ooh.
We have that in the show. Michael Bruntz will join in at the bottom of the hour. Martie Cordaro coming up as well. We'll spin the wheel. Plenty to come as we're halfway home in the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. The NBA season is underway. And get it started with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. New customers get $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet by using promo code HAPPER at sign-up. Plus, all customers get 3 months of NBA League Pass when they make a $5 bet on the NBA, courtesy of FanDuel. Let's say you're a fan of some other team that's not the Nuggets or the Thunder or the Timberwolves. You want NBA League Pass? Sign up for FanDuel Sportsbook. That is a bang for your buck. You can watch all the action and bet on it at the same time. Don't miss your chance to get $150 in free bets, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass with promo code HAPPER. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in Iowa. New customers, first online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Existing customers, $5 NBA wager required. Limit 1 pass per customer across both offers. Restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. NBA League Pass. Local blackout restrictions apply.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
With some big-time events coming up, including the Luke Combs concert at the CHI Health Center right here in Omaha, October 28th and 29th. Be sure to check out my friends at ticketsforless.com. It's not all about sports. It's about shows, and it's also about finding the best tickets at ticketsforless.com. So whether you want to see the pageantry at Memorial Stadium on a Saturday, catch a game at Arrowhead Stadium, Tickets for Less is your source for the best tickets, also without those crazy per ticket fees you'll pay on other sites. Trust me, you'll keep going back to ticketsforless.com. Compare and save today at ticketsforless.com.
At Lanahaw, our homegrown trees boast the most vibrant colors of fall, reds, yellows, and oranges. Shop our garden center today for the best selection of plant material and seasonal decor. When you think fall, think Lanahaw, 192nd and Center.
Hey friends, Kent Pavelka here, back with John Higgins and the Rooferees at the Weather Guard showroom. I imagine there are a lot of people out there with really bad roofs waiting for the magic moment. When's the magic moment?
Depends on what type of roof you have. It depends on how old your roof is. I have a customer right now talking about waiting for that hailstorm. Now it's leaking. There's a time where you can't wait for that hailstorm forever.
When it comes time to replace your roof, your gutters, and siding, there's only one call to make. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
West Omaha, you're in for a treat. Cops is now open at 180th and Center. Famous for their pizza and wings, but with their new location comes an extensive new menu that includes salmon, certified Angus beef fillets, ribeyes, New York strips, several pasta dishes, salads, and an extensive variety of shareable appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Now open at Shadow Lake Town Center and 180th and Center. Click copspizza.com to see the menu. Pizza, steaks, pasta, salads, and so much more.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent, but then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try Babbel for free. That's BABBEL.com.
The passion and excitement of high school football continues every week, and the high school football update covers it all every Saturday morning. Join veteran sportscasters Jim Kelter and Torrey Fantalian Saturday mornings 8 to 10 on 1180 The Zone.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
All right, Connor Happer, Josh Adson back with you on a Thursday edition of the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com. Got an email here. Let's get to this. Zach has been giving us content over the last couple of days, so we got to give a shout out to him.
Thanks, Zach.
Way to go. Every once in a while, just send. He's the Bielema guy.
Oh, okay.
He'll send in a long email about Bielema and say this is why Bielema needs to be the number one guy. Today, it is a different question. The Equitable Bank inbox. Zach emailed Connor at 1620thezone.com. Is there any of these guys that you think won't be back next season? And then he gives me a list. Casey Thompson, Trey Palmer, O'Shawn Mathis, Marcus Washington, Jay Allen, Anthony Grant, Stephon Wynn, Ty Robinson, Garrett Nelson. Okay. Now I got to get some of this straight because I don't know how old some of these guys are.
Okay, thank you. I didn't want to admit that.
No.
But with
no. Nobody knows how old anybody is anymore.
With the portal and the COVID year,
and the red shirts, nobody knows who's taking a red shirt.
I don't know how old you are. I don't know how much eligibility you have left.
Yeah. Nobody knows anything anymore. Okay. So let's start. Guys, let's do process of elimination here. Guys that are likely to come back first, or most likely to come back.
Sure.
I don't know why Marcus Washington would leave. I don't know why AJ Allen would leave. Grant, I think you'd probably throw in that category too. And then I guess those would be confident. Like Jay Allen's coming back, I think. As long as Brian Applewhite's here, and so it hangs on that sort of as well. You assume Mickey's going to be here, so the wide receivers, pretty safe. Now, there's options elsewhere on the table for these other guys. Is Trey Palmer a pro after this year? That's sort of how I've always looked at it.
Especially if he continues to float around the top of the receivers in college football.
I think that's a possibility. Mm-hmm. Casey Thompson's an interesting one. Would he go somewhere else? Would he stay? It would be a new offensive coordinator and, a new head coach. Mm-hmm. Gosh, that would be 4 or 5 different offensive coordinators for Casey Thompson, I think, too. Yeah. Garrett Nelson's been here for this is his 4th year. I don't know. He might want to take a crack at the NFL. Even though everybody gets the COVID year. Ty Robinson feels like a guy who would probably be back. When I don't have a read on. Mathis. We haven't talked about Mathis. Yeah, I just don't know about that one either. I don't think he's, his NFL draft stock obviously has gone down, I think, quite noticeably at this point. So he's probably likely got to come back. All right, so that's my first blush. That's my first blush guess. Gone would be Palmer, Nelson, and maybe another 1 or 2, and that's it. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, if the guys didn't leave in mass, if there wasn't a mass exodus before, while they could have said, hey, this year didn't count. I haven't played 4 games. This year didn't count.
Now this changes pretty rapidly when the new coaching staff is brought in. The new coach is brought in, and then he evaluates, and then the new coaching staff is brought in. We think Mickey's going to be here, regardless of whether he's the head coach or not. What about Brian Applewhite? What about Bill Bush? What about some of the guys who were originally recruited by Frosseld's staff, like a Travis Fisher guy or a Barrett Ruud guy or whatever, they would have had the opportunity to leave already. So you think that might be past their time? That's an interesting question. We are getting to the point where we're going to start thinking about that. But it's funny because that's normally how our brains would work in a college football season. Oh, the season's going downhill. Who are we going to lose? Who's coming back? But we have a coaching search on our hands already, so it's sort of like everything comes secondary to that. And then you figure out what your roster looks like after you have the coach, and it happens really, really fast. Remember that December when Frost got here in 2017, that they announced him on like the 3rd or the 4th, and he still was coaching in UCF in the bowl game, which was later on in the month or in January. And they had their signing day. They had the first signing, the early signing day, like basically 2 or 3 weeks after they got here, and they got a whole bunch of guys. They got Adrian Martinez. They flipped him overnight, basically. Or he was going to go to Tennessee. What a different experience that would have been too, right?
Yeah.
Ohio State, I think, was kicking the tires there too, but they were a bit scared off by the injury. But yeah, it'll happen quickly in December. Let me get to a quick thing here that I want to talk about that some people have mentioned during this sort of cycle. Why do people say that this is a big hire and you have to get it right?
Because it is, Connor.
Okay, but what makes it bigger than the other hires?
It's Nebraska.
This is why is this so? Why is this so important to get it right this time? And it's not like you're implying that it's not important to get it right all of the other times.
Yeah, but now the division is winnable.
This is a big hire. There is no division. The divisions are going to be canceled. There's gonna.
I'm trying here.
They're gonna. Not Scott Frost. They're gonna wake up. Kevin Warren's gonna wake up in a couple. Oh look who it is. We've hired the camera.
This is wild. Also, does that light mean nothing out there?
People just walk in. There's gonna be no divisions like tomorrow. That's what Kevin Warren's gonna say. That's so. I mean that is actually low key something to think about during this sort of this stretch here where we're talking about Nebraska building their team for the Big Ten West, which may not exist. Now you're still going to have to play Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin probably every year because that'd be your pod, quote unquote. But that's and you still want to be like a Midwestern developmental program, but you don't have to gear all of your focus toward beating one individual teams, which I do think has a little bit of a shift changing ability in college football, just a hair. But anyway, why are people saying this? Why do people say this all the time? Maybe it's just a thing where I'm annoyed by it for no reason. Why is this sticking in my cross so much? I have no idea.
I think both things can be true, though. I mean, that's a dumb thing to say.
I mean, it's a big hire. Of course, it's a big hire. They're all big hires, though. And yes, they have to get this right, but it's implying that you don't have to get the other ones right, and it's also implying that if you don't get this right, then you're screwed. If they don't get this right, they're going to do it again.
Yeah.
They're just going to try again.
We'll be right back here in 4 years.
We will keep trying again and again and again.
Like the Summer Olympics. It just keeps coming back every 4 years.
That's what happens if it doesn't work. Like, I don't know. People always say this is a big hire. It's a big hire, and it's the biggest hire there could possibly be at any moment for the University of Nebraska. You have to find the face of your athletic department, your football program, which is the window dressing to the entire state. Yes, it's important for those exact reasons.
What do you think they're saying on Big Yellow Jacket overreaction this weekend? Like, this is a big hire, guys. This is big. Got to get it right.
Huge hire. Got to get it right.
Or do you think they're saying, we're Georgia Tech. It doesn't really matter what we do.
I think they're probably saying it's a big hire.
Yeah. Half of the camp are saying go get Dion. The other half are saying let's go get that Jamie Chadwell fella.
This is such a big hire. This is like bigger than all of the other hires.
It's a big moment for Georgia Tech football.
It's the biggest moment because it's happening right now.
Yeah.
That's it. And if it doesn't work out, you fire that guy and you hire another one in 2 or 3 or 4 years. You just try again.
Dunning tweets in.
It's by the way, one more thing. It's like I'm in the same mode as I was when people say, if not Frost, then who?
Okay.
Like that's where basically my brain is right now. People would always say that. I'm like, you know what? You know what's going to happen if it's not Frost? Somebody else. They're just going to keep on trying.
They will find someone to say yes.
They're going to hire a football coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dunning
tweets in. It's important to get this hire correct because apathy is starting to set in with the fan base. We've been poor for too long. We may fall forever if we don't pick it up soon.
Okay, let me play out the scenario for you then. And it does happen over time.
There's a little bit of truth in there.
I agree that the fan base is in a different place than it was 20 years ago, obviously. But let me just play this out for you real quick. When the new coach is hired, people are going to have a quick, immediate reaction. They're either going to say, yeah, or no. But like 75% of people are going to be like, awesome, let's just go. Let's move forward. And maybe his name is like, I don't know, Lance Leipold or something like that. And then people are going to buy shirts that say Leipold fever, or I have a case of the Leipolds or something like that.
Leprosy.
And everybody's going to buy that shirt, and everybody's going to be excited about Nebraska football. It will not, when Nebraska has a football coach in 2 months, it will not feel as if this program is apathetic. It will not feel as if this program has not gone to a bowl game since 2016. Because when you get a new coach, you have renewed hope every single time. Every time.
You're going to drink the Kool-Aid in the spring, and you're going to go, you know what? New coach, new year, new me. Why can't this team win 8 games?
That's a good thing. That's something that, we've been through a lot of coaching searches now. And we all convinced ourselves on Mike Riley. We all convinced ourselves that it wasn't that hard on Scott Frost before they played their first games, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen that way again. We're waiting. So is that apathy? That's not a picture of apathy for me.
But the sellout streak's almost over, Connor. Well, you know what? It's they got it through this year, and next year, new coach. People are going to be interested.
Not officially yet, by the way. Not officially done. For
Okay.
the sellout streak. Trev said they got like a couple hundred tickets left.
Okay.
For all these games.
Next year, new coach. People want to see the new coach in action, so they'll go to the games.
Yeah. And the sellout streak is like it's an optics thing. People will say, national media will go around and say, oh man, Nebraska lost their sellout streak. Man, this program's in a really, really tough and interesting spot right now. They're just so far removed from what they are. But we have accepted this reality in this state years ago. Nobody in this state would be surprised if the sellout streak ended. The veracity, is that a word? Trying. Sounded right.
No, it sounded really smart.
For Nebraska football, intensity for Nebraska football, while it may not be as sharp as it was in 2001 or 6 or 12, it's still there. It's regardless if Nebraska has a sellout streak going or not. Nebraska football will always be the major, export in the state of Nebraska. It will always be that way. And no amount of losing will ever do any. Like I know I'm Trev Alberts hears this and he's probably like, man, don't tell who I hire this, because I want the urgency to be there, right? But
all right, let's make a pact right now.
Okay.
Nobody tell the new guy what's up with the sellout streak, okay? We good? We take this to our graves.
Yeah, I'm with you. Don't tell him about it. Don't mention it. Husker fan of Dallas, Travis, tweets that I said Happer show. I'll wait to hold judgment of the new head coach till his first game. If it's rained out, I'm out. If we actually play, I'm in. Okay, there you go. Don't tell me you're not going to be jacked about the offseason. They're going to bring a whole bunch of players in.
A week 0 night game. You're going to love
This is the precise reason why you fire a coach. This is why you do it. Because for the next, whenever you hire the coach, let's say it's December 1st at 2 p.m.
Ooh, that's late. Feels late, Connor.
Let's say it's shortly after Black Friday. For the next 9 months, there is only hope and optimism. There is only sunshine and rainbows. I guess unless they all get rhabdo. But that's it. It's pretty good. And then you have to play a football game, and then things change. And you get to really peek behind the curtain and see.
And then we get to have the conversation about why the coach is why is he trying to instill his offense instead of working with the players that he has?
Uh-huh.
We get to have that fun
That's a
conversation
good one.
about a year from today.
But hope and optimism will be back in about 2 months. And maybe they're back right now. That's another positive thing about this season, the sort of slow burn of the remainder of the year. If they pull off a couple of these wins, the new head coach will be plopping into a situation that is, ripe for a fan base to just be all the way in on. All the way in on. Chuck Witt fan account. Ooh. I don't know who that is. Do you know who Chuck Witt is?
I don't.
Okay.
Is it Bobby Witt's brother?
I don't know. Hopefully. It'd be cool. We'll reach out to him. It's important because this will likely be the 6th straight losing season for the program. You get the next hire wrong as you got Frost. 9 out of 10 losing seasons. 9 or 10 losing seasons in a row starts to define you as a program long term. Once again, not saying it's not important. It is important that Nebraska gets the hire right. It's just as important as all the other ones, though. And yeah, it gets pretty bad over time and you lose people, but when they win, they're coming back. And if you say you're not coming back, I'm calling your bluff. I'm done with this team. I'm done with this program. And then they win 3 straight games. Okay, I'm back.
I'm turning in my season tickets, Connor.
Yeah, no.
Never again.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
You're going to be Michael Scott. I am ready to get hurt again.
Win a couple games in a row. And they start winning, you'll be back. And it'll feel like it's back. So that's the key. That's where you need to get to. And yeah, if they don't hire the right coach, and they don't get to that point, then you'll never have it. But they'll keep trying. Joel says, apathy is just a buzzword that doesn't really justify anything. UCLA can't get more than 15,000 people at home games, but they have a winning record. People will always care in Nebraska. Bingo. Bingo. All right. 402-951-1620. You can call or text on the show. Oh, we got to work with Bruntz here. We'll see if we can get him next.
Is he ducking us?
He's got something going on. I haven't read the text exactly yet because I was talking. But we still have the top 5. President C, Marty, is going to join here in a little bit. We'll talk baseball-Halloween with him. We'll spin the wheel. Still plenty to come on a Thursday edition of the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on The Crossover.
I was DD for some nice young co-eds. They wanted to go to a frat house. They didn't want to let me in the frat house. I said, no, that's not the way this is going down, gentlemen.
Nice.
They said something to me. I said something profane, and it was go time.
Let's go.
That's an honorable reason to get in a fight. All of mine were exceedingly dumb.
Mornings on 1620 The Zone. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for your Thursday. Feeling warm, though, with a high near 73 in Omaha and breezy winds out of the west-northwest up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, winds calm a bit, partly cloudy to mostly clear, mild, with overnight lows into the low and mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
Dingman's Collision Center, Omaha's top choice. For over 20 years, your safety is our #1 priority.
Sonic has something delicious for you. Hey, announcer guy, that's your cue.
With the Sonic 2 for $5 menu, mix and match a quarter-pound double cheeseburger, small jumbo popcorn chicken, or a Fritos chili cheese wrap. Any two for just $5.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely craving that previously mentioned thing. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu. Sonic.
Exclusions apply. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins. Fritos is a trademark of Frito-Lay North America Incorporated. Copyright 2022.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize you and your vehicle needs. Visit our dealerships to shop inventory or to order your new vehicle. Shop online at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Car repair is car repair. Most places you go can change your oil or fix your brakes. The difference is the experience you'll get at Omaha Car Care. We're part of the community. We were born here, and we believe that our relationship with you should be built to last. We're going to consult you, not sell you. We're going to give you a free loaner car. We're going to treat you like a valued friend that we want to continue to see in the years to come. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
At Lenahaw, our homegrown trees boast the most vibrant colors of fall, reds, yellows, and oranges. Shop our garden center today for the best selection of plant material and seasonal decor. When you think fall, think Lenahaw, 192nd and Center.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style.
When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call on the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Duck Defense Midwest makes your home healthier and improves the life of your HVAC system. So improve the health of your home and everyone in it. Go to cleanairradio.com for a special duct cleaning offer for Zone listeners. That's cleanairradio.com.
Save up to 50% during 42 Degrees Pipes and Vaporizers sale. And it's going on right now at all 42 Degree locations. That's right. Save up to 50% on the largest selection of pipes and vaporizers. Only at the source, 42 Degrees.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
All right, we're gonna move some things around here a little bit. We'll talk to Bruntz shortly.
We're so flexible.
We're so flexible. One of the great things about us, if you join this show, you can really just join whenever.
It's a casual conversation amongst friends. Pop in when you want, pop out when you need to go.
Hey, we're buddies here.
We'll fix you a plate.
But now we'll have Josh's top 5.
Connor, shout out to the crossover. Top 5 ice cubes.
Oh, let's go. Perfect. Excellent.
Carefully crafted list.
Uh-oh, you don't have your buttons ready.
I know. I'm ill prepared. You could have just talked and covered for me, but no.
No, we're very open here.
You decided to be open and transparent.
Like I said, this is what we do.
Gosh, come on. Take forever.
Number 5.
Big 3 Ice Cube.
What's that?
That's right. Ice Cube owns the Big 3 Sports League. Do you remember this?
Oh. Wait, so the person Ice Cube is your 5th Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He owns the Big 3 Basketball League.
That's not what I know him for.
No, it's not. We'll get to those Ice Cubes. See what I'm doing here?
What are you talking about?
Top 5 ice cubes.
I know.
A man who has been in the American lexicon since the early 80s.
Okay, that's the guy.
That's
Today
the
was
guy.
a good day.
Today was a good day, Ice Cube. Yeah.
Not the big three. Nobody knows about that.
Well, look. He hasn't done a ton of things, okay?
I mean, he's around a lot.
He is around a lot. And the Big Three is a basketball league that you can watch on television.
I am fine with I'm fine with Mr. Cube being placed on this list.
It was, I believe, last week dubbed officially a black-owned business.
Do you know Ice Cube's real name?
Well, his son's name is O'Shea Jackson Jr. So
well, that'll give you a pretty good hint.
I'm going to guess O'Shea Jackson.
That's correct.
All right. Nailed it.
Nice job, Josh. How did you know that his son's name was O'Shea Jackson Jr.?
Because he was in Straight Outta Compton, the movie, where he played his father.
Oh, gotcha.
We'll get to that, too. Don't worry.
Number 4.
Quickly, one more trivia on Ice Cube. Give me an age.
Oh, I have the wiki open, but I haven't looked.
Okay. I think I would have guessed a hair higher.
I will go 58.
Yeah, I would have guessed in that range as well. He is only 53.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
Like you said, been around a while.
Mm-hmm. My fourth favorite Ice Cube is Ice Cube the dad. As we just talked about, O'Shea Jackson Jr. I like him. He's got a good little movie career.
You're not even gonna be talking about actual Ice Cubes.
No, I'm not gonna rank Ice Cubes, Connor.
Why not? It's a way better list than this.
No.
Dad Ice Cube, 21 Jump Street Ice Cube.
Oh, if I could do top 5 Ice Cube movies, that would be great.
That's what you're doing.
No, I'm not. I'm doing the top 5 iterations of Ice Cube, which is what you told me to do in the crossover today.
Who? Dad Ice Cube?
Yeah, Dad Ice Cube. He's a great dad.
You're telling me that Dad Ice Cube is better than like a snow cone? Shaved ice?
Wait,
I personally doubt it.
Hold on. Poll question.
What?
What's better? Ice Cube as a dad, a snow cone.
Yeah.
At Happer Show on Twitter, if you'd
please-
like to participate in that.
Please vote. Please vote.
Interesting. I'll be interested to see how that comes back.
Please vote.
But yeah, O'Shea Jackson Jr., he was in the Straight Outta Compton movie, which is actually a great movie about the life and times of NWA. He's done some other things. He loves Batman. I like Batman. He was in the movie Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. I believe that's a movie you have seen, Connor.
That was a good movie.
Yes, it was. More people should see Long Shot.
I think I may have seen that 2 times. Charlize Theron is really quite charming.
Oh, she's great in everything.
Yes.
Den of Thieves was an O'Shea Jackson Jr. movie. That's with him, 50 Cent, Gerard Butler. It's like a heist movie.
Okay.
It's a little, you feel a little dirty watching it. Like, oh, this is trashy, but it's really entertaining. He was in one of those Godzilla movies. I couldn't tell you which one.
As a dad in all of these?
No, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Oh, Junior.
It was hard to find 5 stages of Ice Cube's career, I'll be honest.
But you did?
I did. And one of them was dad.
Can't believe you thought this was a better idea than ranking types of ice.
Look.
That's ridiculous.
In the planning stages, this went a lot better in my head. Hey.
3. Combination of 3 and 5.
Number 3.
Ice Cube, the actor. This is where you'd find 21 Jump Street, Ice Cube, Ride Along, Ice Cube, the Barbershop movies, Three Kings.
Sonic Ice, much better.
Oh, Sonic, which is better, Sonic Ice or Ice Cube's film career?
Sonic Ice. It's way more of an impact on me.
You think so?
I also like the half cubes. They aren't the full squares, and they're not in like the oblong thing that come out of your refrigerator either, but they're just like they're half cubes.
Okay.
That's a good ice.
Where do you get those at?
They got the pellets. I've seen them in like they're what happens at like McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of square, you know?
Yeah.
There's the ice rock. You know,
Friday, Boys in the Hood. These are Ice Cube movies. These are good movies.
Yeah.
Friday's a great movie. We don't talk about Friday.
No, we
enough.
don't talk about Friday enough.
We really should. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Okay. Number 2.
Here comes 2.
Number 2.
Solo Ice Cube. If you'd like to match with your second favorite Ice Cube, now might be the time, Connor. We could do dueling top 5s.
Like a soft ice, you know? Something you could just bite.
Okay. Not as soft as like a snow cone or shaved ice,
No.
but a little
It's
more.
it's got a shape to it, but it's just soft.
Something you can bite through.
That's right. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a problem? I like to eat the ice. A lot of times when I go to places and get a drink, I don't get a lid.
Really?
Because I like to just drink it, and then, you know, if a piece of ice slips in there, that's cool
okay.
too.
Okay.
That's my number 2.
Okay. Should we do number 1?
Yeah, what's your best version of Ice Cube?
Well, I mean, I think that's pretty easy. Do you know your best Ice Cube? Did you say it already?
Yeah, it's probably the Ice Nuggets, the Sonic Ice.
Yeah.
Make it so, number 1.
Number 1.
If you're making a mint julep at home, you have to go to Sonic and get ice.
Nobody's making a mint julep. Josh, you're the only person on earth who likes that drink.
That cannot be true. The Kentucky Derby makes millions of dollars a year on those
For the
juleps.
Oh my God, don't hit a commercial.
Hey, stop.
Oh no. Is this exploding?
I don't know. Are we on the air? Number 1 ice cube is NWA Ice Cube. I think we all know that.
I paused it.
Okay.
Oh, but all the times this is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Something's blowing up. Yeah. I think I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's the undisputed king of the ice cubes is NWA Ice Cube.
Oh boy, not again tweets in. Listening to Connor Happer talking about his favorite forms of ice as being better than Ice Cube makes me sad.
Thank
for
you.
him and for me.
Thank you, oh boy, not again.
Which would have been a more captivating list? Josh listing the best versions of a man named Ice Cube, or me actually ranking the best kinds of ice? I think there is a clear answer. There is a clear answer.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Okay, we'll put it up to the poll.
The best versions of one person.
He's an
he's
eclectic
great.
man.
He's great. He's great. I love Ice Cube, the person.
Oh.
But you're implying that there are several other versions of him, of which there really aren't. Like you said. Mustache Adam tweets in, I won't stand for this mint julep slander.
Thank
All
you.
right, Mustache Adam and
Once
Josh.
again, everyone on my side during a top 5 list,
Mustache
the way
Adam
it should be.
and Josh, the only 2 people who like mint juleps. It was your birthday that one time, or I guess it was like our birthday.
Yeah.
And there were mint juleps around here. I was like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll drink this. That's fine. There's the truth.
Did you drink a julep, or did they make you something else? I thought they made you something else.
No, they made me a julep.
Okay.
All right, pull question out. What would be a better top 5? Top 5 Ice Cubes or top 5 versions of Ice Cube?
You only get 25 characters.
Yeah, it's hard to explain exactly what you're talking about. My guess is people are just going to see that one and sort of skip past it because they're not really sure what's happening here. All right. Bruntz is going to join us at 1:30.
So we have to talk about ice cubes until for another 45 minutes?
No, we have some breaks that we can mix in here.
Oh, okay.
We have President C as well. We have to spin the wheel.
Ooh, Martie party.
Yeah, we have plenty of things to hit here before the end of the show. Even though we're going in a questionable order, we'll do that here next on 1620 The Zone.
And even you Jaskers. We are 1620 The Zone.
With almost everything in life, you have choices. You can pick a lot, a little, or somewhere in the middle. So shouldn't there be an internet plan that's just as clever? One that allows you to add TV or home automation whenever. That's why Cox now offers flexible internet plans, giving you all the services you desire at nothing you don't require. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy found at cox.com/policies. Restrictions apply.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. Get this date marked on your calendar, Sunday, October the 23rd, because that is the date for their 4-person fall scramble. Only $300 for you and 3 others. You'll, of course, get the golf, the cart, tee gift prizes. You'll get fed lunch and more. It will be an 11 a.m. shotgun start. Sign up today at their website, miraclehillgolf.com/store. They're located just north of Dodge on 120th Street. Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry. You can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style. And they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. Because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line. So they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
Cubby's supports the PACE program with Raise Some Dough. For every large pizza sold at Cubby's in the Old Market, Cubby's gives $1 to the Police Athletic League, serving at-risk and disadvantaged inner-city children with athletic and educational programs. PACE has over 5,800 program participants. The league reaches kids that would not normally be able to participate in athletics like soccer and baseball due to financial situations and family dynamics. PACE wants to give every kid the opportunity at athletics and a healthy and safe environment. If you'd like to support PACE too, go to paceomaha.org.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hey, everybody, it's Gary Sharp. Join me for We Got a Podcast, driven by Woodhouse Auto Family. We get more in depth, have a guest or two, and drop nuggets of info you haven't heard anywhere else. Join us for We Got a Podcast, driven by Woodhouse Auto Family, every Friday in the show page on 1620thezone.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Josh and John here for the FanDuel Sportsbook. Week 7 of the NFL season has arrived, and it's time for you to take advantage of a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel with the Thursday night matchup between the Saints and the Cardinals. What an interesting couple of teams we have here in this one, John. Maybe you like Kyler Murray to score a touchdown. You love the points, so you take the over, perhaps a defensive score and more, and turn a little bit into a big-time payday.
Keep an eye on that Alvin Kamara rushing yards prop, because that might be a good over or under depending on the number that you get. And build your own or choose your own from the popular same-game parlays pre-built for you in FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. And just sign up with promo code 1620 for a Thursday night no-sweat same-game parlay with FanDuel. 21 plus in present in Iowa. 3+ legs, minimum $1 bet required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bet $5. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
All right, welcome back. More of the Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com. We are pleased to be joined on the Les Hills Harley-Davidson hotline now by Martie Cordaro, president of the Omaha Storm Chasers in Union, Omaha. Martie, hello. How are you?
Connor, good afternoon. Well, actually, it's morning. No, it is afternoon. I can't keep up. We're busy over here at Warner Park. Good afternoon.
I was gonna say it's the off season, but it's definitely not the off season.
No, it's 24/7. People ask, "Are you started to work on 23 yet?" Yeah, I started last May, June. So, it's perpetual based on, some of it is still change from MLB's takeover minor league baseball, and some of it is Union Omaha and USL is a growing league. So there's, day-to-day change, different things, but another great season at the ballpark, and our special event season kind of ends tomorrow night with the big community free event.
Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. So tomorrow night is Baseball-Halloween. You guys have a knack for sort of doing this. The saying in the releases, it's the first time this has ever happened. Something, enter something here, has ever happened in the state of Nebraska. Tomorrow, and you have to explain this to me. What is a drone show?
Well, fireworks. And fireworks displays are choreographed, and you've seen plenty of fireworks. And I should count up one day how many I've worked and seen in my career. But it's the same, but with drones, and they have lights on them. So there are different formations, different logos, things that will be formed in the sky. And we partnered with Fantasy Drone Shows. This will be the first one, and you're right. We do try to say first time in Nebraska blank. We try to do that whenever we bring appearances or we do special events, and this happens to be a special event, that it's free to the community, starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Come to the ballpark, bring your kids. There'll be trick-or-treating, there'll be activities, and about 8 o'clock or shortly thereafter, we will partner with Fantasy Drone Shows, and it's the first time they've done one in the state, first time one's happened, and I'm curious. The first time I've done one anywhere I've been, and things have changed over the year with technology, and we're curious to see how it goes.
How do they? So they Are they just like synchronized, or is there one guy operating the entire thing? Like, take us behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah, I think we have you scheduled instead of emceeing the event. I think Connor, you're going to be scheduled to run the event. Yeah, it's pre-programmed. You know, they sent us the music to listen to. That way, we would at least know what it's choreographed to. But we have not yet seen the programming part. And you know, usually with drone shows, you're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50 drones, and we're going to have upwards of about 100 drones that will be a part of the show tomorrow night. So it'll be quite impressive. And for those that are listening that are coming to the ballpark and want to know where to sit, really the seating bowl or the concourse area is probably the best place, because the drone show will take place where fireworks normally do, and that's beyond the right field McDonald's berm behind the flags. So it'll be in the similar area that fireworks normally are.
Well, one thing that you guys do really well, and you know, getting to know the operation a little bit over the last year here has been great. But one thing that I've always noticed is, you know, you go to Werner Park and it's not just a baseball field. You're inviting people in for movies and stuff like this, and concerts, and now you got a soccer team who plays their matches there. I mean, that's been a real, you know, evolution, I think, over the last 10 or so years here, and it's grown to the point where you guys got something going on, you know, quite a bit, even though there might not be Storm Chasers baseball going on.
Well, Connor, I appreciate you recognizing our staff, because that's really them. They have to put in the hours, and they have to be creative and market and promote. But it was our commitment, going all the way back to our former team president, Alan Stein, and myself, when we negotiated the agreement with Sarpy County. This wasn't just about baseball. This was about having a venue where we would do 100, 150, 200. And in the last 2 years, we've done around 600 special events when you combine 21 and 22. So that's why we needed a standalone home for AAA baseball, because it wasn't just about AAA baseball. And it had been for so many years, and it was great at Rosenblatt, but we were really limited to other things that we can do, and we are continuing to do, as evident with, high school baseball tournaments, and now, again, working with the state there to help Class C be ushered into the state tournament. So those are some of the small things that we do as a community member, not as the Omaha Storm Chasers AAA team or Union Omaha USL team, but as community members, we take it as our responsibility to help bring new and exciting events, or, as we did during the pandemic, provide events that were an outlet for people to do things when nothing else was really going on.
Hey, how have you seen the Union fan base grow over the last couple of years here?
You know, it's a slow growth. To be honest with you, people ask that question quite often, and they say, "Well, what can we do? Do I need to buy season tickets?" No, you don't have to buy season tickets. Have you tried a game yet? Have you tried a match yet?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't made it out yet. Well, just come to the game. So attendance is, was up obviously from 20 into 21, and then 21 into 22, pretty flat. It's pretty flat year over year, which is good for second in the league in attendance this year. The first 2 years we led USL League One in attendance. So still strong numbers, but we just need people to try it. Come out. It's a different atmosphere. Even if you don't know the rules of soccer, I did not when we kicked off on August 1st of 2020. I'm still learning, but it's an exciting product. And, Coach Mims is always going to put a competitive squad on the field. And tomorrow night, we begin our third straight year in the playoffs with Union Omaha playing at Chattanooga, and hopefully we can get that victory tomorrow night and move on to the semifinals next weekend.
Yeah, it's been exciting to watch it grow a little bit over the last couple of years. Okay, Baseball-Halloween tomorrow night at Werner Park. Gates open at 5. You get the drone show, dress up. Marty, you wearing a costume, I assume?
Yes, I don't know what I'm wearing yet, but I'm told that it's mandatory for staff members tomorrow night. So. Yes, I have to dress up. So we'll see. I don't know what it is. My first thought goes to Star Wars, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go there or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, gates at 5. Concessions are open. So come hungry. This could be your last time at the ballpark till next April. So come hungry. Everything's free inside the ballpark as far as the activities and all the different things for kids and candy. And this is the first year that Baseball-Halloween has allowed field access. So you'll be able to go down on the field as well. and we'll be showing a movie. So a lot of great things going on, and we really appreciate the partnership with Fantasy Drone Shows to provide the drone show, and for 1620 The Zone, and you, Connor, for allowing us to talk about it.
Yep. Anytime, Marty. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Have a great day.
Martie Cordaro, the president of the Omaha Storm Chasers, Union Omaha, a community member. A community member. Just like you and I, Josh.
Just like us.
So baseball Halloween tomorrow at Warner Park, 5 o'clock. Bring the kids. The drone show starts at about 8. Trick or treat. You get to go on the field. That's all. That would have been enough for me. If you would have told me I got to go on the field as a kid, that would have been enough. You know, there'll be a movie played and the drone show after that. And the admission, of course, is free. Look at the Storm Chasers in Union Omaha. Marty and his crew over there always doing something good for the community. Okay. We'll come back 1 o'clock hour. Bruntz will join us at the bottom, and we'll spin the wheel. How about that?
Ooh, yes.
Next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Email any of our shows anytime into the Equitable Bank inbox. At Equitable, we take banking personally. For me, John at 1620thezone.com. The Equitable Bank inbox from 1620 The Zone.
With some big-time events coming up, including the Luke Combs concert at the CHI Health Center right here in Omaha, October 28th and 29th. Be sure to check out my friends at ticketsforless.com. It's not all about sports. It's about shows, and it's also about finding the best tickets at ticketsforless.com. So whether you want to see the pageantry of Memorial Stadium on a Saturday, catch a game at Arrowhead Stadium, Tickets for Less is your source for the best tickets, also without those crazy per-ticket fees you'll pay on other sites. Trust me, you'll keep going back to ticketsforless.com. Compare and save the day at ticketsforless.com.
Looking for a new pipe or the latest vaporizer? Then go to any 42 Degrees and pick from the largest selection of American-made water pipes from Custom Creations, Jedi Glass, Michael Crouch, and local artist Chris Vargas. Need a new vaporizer from Dr. Dabble, Pax 3, Hamilton, and more? With prices up to 50% off, the most knowledgeable, friendly, and professional staff, and multiple locations. Why shop anywhere else? 42 Degrees, the source.
West Omaha, you're in for a treat. Cops is now open at 180th and Center. Famous for their pizza and wings, but with their new location comes an extensive new menu that includes salmon, certified Angus beef fillets, ribeyes, New York strips, several pasta dishes, salads, and an extensive variety of shareable appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Now open at Shadow Lake Town Center and 180th and Center. Click copspizza.com to see the menu. Pizza, steaks, pasta, salads, and so much more.
Ew. Stuck in a cycle of rewashing your clothes? Ugh. Because you can't remove tough laundry odor? Ugh. When detergent by itself can't cut it, use new Downy Rinse and Refresh. With a breakthrough odor-removing formula, it removes odors in 1 wash, better than the leading value detergent in 3 washes, keeping all your laundry fresh. Now you can break the cycle of rewashing with Downy Rinse and Refresh.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The passion and excitement of high school football continues every week, and the high school football update covers it all every Saturday morning. Join veteran sportscasters Jim Kelter and Torrey Pantalian Saturday mornings 8 to 10 on 1180 The Zone.
Listen to 1620 The Zone anywhere, anytime. Online at 1620thezone.com and on the 1620 The Zone mobile app. You can hear all of your 6A to 6P favorites in the 1620 The Zone app, powered by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
All right, we're into preseason basketball hype season, as you may have noticed.
Season
AP top 25s are out. Conference predictions are out. Picks, things like that. All conference teams. Yeah, tis the season. ESPN came out with their list for the Big East, and they had, they have all their writers, and they sort of collaborate on a thing for each conference. So four writers or four personalities, I guess. Myron Metcalf, Jeff Brazello, John Gassaway, and Joe Lunardi got involved here.
Yeah.
How many of them picked Creighton to win the Big East this year out of four?
I'm going to go 4 of 4, right?
That would be correct.
Okay.
How many of them picked Villanova to finish second?
I don't know, so I'll just say 4 of 4.
That's right.
Okay.
That is also correct.
Look at me.
How many of them picked Georgetown to finish last?
I'm going to go 4 of 4 again, Connor.
No, 3 out of 4.
Who was the one that...
Jeff Borzello has picked DePaul to finish last.
Oh, okay.
Basically a mix between DePaul, Butler, and Georgetown in the bottom. In the bottom there. Okay. Everybody has Georgetown in their bottom 2. Everybody has DePaul in their bottom 3. Everybody has Butler in their bottom 4. So the ceiling may be slightly higher for Butler. As far as the tops, Creighton, Villanova, Xavier, UConn, really the only people, challenging.
Sure.
At the top. However, you do look at the list and their picks. They talk about Creighton quite extensively in this, so I would encourage you to read it. Big East superlatives. How many of them picked Adama Sanogo for Player of the Year in the Big East out of the 4?
2.
All 4.
Wow. The disrespect. Rampant.
Is Adama Sanogo really far and away the best player in this league? This is a guard league.
Yeah.
So look, Kalkbrenner versus Sanogo, there's been a lot made of that, obviously. But the guy who we're going to be talking about from this Creighton team as an NBA prospect is Arthur Kaluma. And I don't know, this is also one of the more intriguing things about Creighton and sort of how they distribute things, how they distribute points, not only the basketball, but also how they distribute points.
Uh-huh.
So maybe a guy like Kaluma would be, a go-to scorer on another team, but doesn't have to do that here. And doesn't have to do that for this team. Because of just the way that they're built. But man, that guy's going to be good. Hot take. Put it on your hot take board, Josh. Arthur Kaluma is good at basketball.
Okay. When you're talking to Bruntz, that's what I'll be doing.
Arthur Kaluma is good at basketball. Bruntz will join here in just a little bit. Why don't we spin the wheel?
Good. It's right here.
Hi, wheel.
Hello.
A new person on the wheel today. Dave Doran.
Dave Doran, NC State.
I want to get a good one today.
Yeah, something sexy.
Give me Matt Campbell.
Something that's going to trend.
Give me Matt Campbell or Ed Orgeron or Bill O'Brien.
Prime's been here for 3 weeks.
Yeah, Prime's been on there for a long time. We might do 2 today since we missed Tuesday.
You're going to go double spin Thursday and double spin Friday?
Well, we got some time.
Okay.
Bruntz isn't coming out till 1:30.
I mean,
he's getting a couch delivered or something.
Ooh, is it?
He said there's delivery people. I don't know if that's food or
weed.
I don't think you could do that here.
Oh, okay. Yet.
Spin it.
All right, here we go.
Oh, good. Ooh. You've been weak on the spins.
Yeah, you criticized my spin yesterday, so
that is healthy. And we are headed to Bill O'Brien.
Thought we were going to get Matt Campbell there for a second.
This will be an interesting one.
This will. I'm curious how you will grade Billy O.B.
Bob.
Bill
O'Brien is the 52-year-old offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
God, I typed Billy O'Brien.
Billy. He's probably Nate. Do you think Bill O'Brien, they called him Billy when he was like 8?
Poll question.
So he was Billy O'Brien?
I don't. He does not strike me as a person that ever went by Billy.
When do you graduate from Billy to Bill? At what age is it? Or is it more of like a behavioral thing?
I have a friend named David, and around college, like right after high school, he's like, "Hey,
I'm Dave now."
It's Dave now. And I'm like, "No, it's not. I've known you since the 3rd grade. No, it's not."
Maybe that's a poll question too. What age do you go from Billy to Bill? Bill O'Brien. Like I said, 52 years old, offensive coordinator at Alabama. He was the head coach for the Penn State Nittany Lions.
You love a power cat.
In 2012 and 2013. People forget that immediately before that, the Penn State football program was not in a very good situation.
Oh, what happened?
Well, some things were uncovered.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Check into it. He took over there. He righted the ship, and that is the crowning achievement, I think, of his career so far, to be honest with you.
I think duping the Houston Texans into giving him GM power is probably the feather in the cap for Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, on the other hand, that didn't turn out so well. He was actually able to, parlay the Penn State gig into that. So I would say that what he did at Penn State was more influential to him.
Okay.
To his career. He was the head coach and then eventually the general manager of the Houston Texans from 2014 to 2020. God, he was there for 7 years.
It's a great time to tighten up.
Why does that not seem right? Anyway, had some success and was fired. And now he is the offensive coordinator at Alabama, where he has been since last year. Coaching records, 8-4 and 7-5 at Penn State, 15-9 overall. They were ineligible for, any conference title game or anything like that during that time. But were able to win some games when a lot of people did not want to be there. Then he went on to Houston and did the following: 9-7, 9-7, 9-7, 4-12, 11-5, 10-6, and then 0-4 and fired in the 2020 season. So was 17 Deshaun Watson's for? Yes.
I could tell by the records when Deshaun Watson got there.
But he was their quarterback in 17.
Oh, the last 4 in whatever season?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
Okay.
He joined the league in 18.
Okay.
Yep, you're right. So 11-5 and 10-6 with Deshaun Watson. Of course, they lost to the Colts in the playoffs in 18, and then we're up about 150-0 on the Chiefs in the 2019 AFC divisional round game and lost.
Yeah.
And it happened very quickly. Happened very fast.
Very fast. So may I editorialize here for a second?
You may.
He played at Brown.
He did.
So he's a smart guy.
Oh, nerd. Are you out?
No. I'm very in on nerds coaching football, but
can I editorialize?
His face just doesn't strike me as I'm a smart guy.
Wow. Jeez, Josh.
I told you I was going to editorialize.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna draw that conclusion, but everybody could see this. This is factual. He has a butt chin.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Those are facts.
What does that do for you?
Maybe that's what I'm seeing when I say his face doesn't
Does
look
butt
smart.
chin equal not smart? I don't think so. I've seen smart people with butt chins. He played at Brown, and then he coached at Brown, and then he coached at Georgia Tech, Maryland, Duke, the Patriots in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011 before taking the gig at Penn State. Okay, so 15-9 in college, 54-52 in the NFL. The coach of the Paul Bear Bryant Coach of the Year award in 2012, the Big Ten Coach of the Year in 2012, and the George Munger Award in 2012, which is just another Coach of the Year.
Prestigious.
Also, the AT&T ESPN Coach of the Year in 2012. A lot of accolades for the 8-4 Penn State Nittany Lions in 2012. Okay. Do we go to the report card?
Let's go.
By the way, quickly, the amazing Daniel. Daniel at work. Most of my friends call me Danny. Adults started to try to call me Dan as a teenager, and I hated it.
Dan.
Still hate it. Especially when someone calls me that after I introduce myself as Daniel or Danny. Hey, Dan. But also, I am a giant child.
Yeah, if someone introduces themselves to you as...
Yeah, you got to call them by whatever they introduce themselves as.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Danny. No, that's not right. I'm going to call you Dan. No, you're not.
Joel tweets in, Whipple and Ron Brown also both played at Brown.
Whipple like in the 60s, though, right?
It was a lot easier to get into Brown then.
Why didn't we have Mark Whipple on the wheel?
He will be on the wheel at some point.
Really?
Yes, he is a name on the list.
Oh, no. Mark Whipple played at Brown from 76 to 79. Bill O'Brien played at Brown from 90 to 92.
This is the
They did
Ivy
not-
League Brown, right?
Yes,
It's not
Brown.
a different Brown,
This is
right?
real life Brown.
Okay.
They did not overlap.
Yeah.
Now, did Whipple coach him? Okay. Whipple was at Brown in coaching in 83 and then 94 to 97.
Nope.
And O'Brien
90 to 92.
They coached with them. They coached with each other in 94.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see that now.
They coached with each other in 94.
There's your connection.
Immediately when Bill O'Brien got done playing at Brown, he went to be their tight ends coach and then went to be their linebackers coach, and Mark Whipple came back. And they were on the staff together. I don't know if Whipple knew who he was. Probably not.
No, he doesn't strike me as a guy that
Hey, I'm going to get to know you.
connects on a personal level.
Trust me, I played with I would coach Ben Roethlisberger. Chad says Whipple played at Brown when it was just beige. Thank you. That's a good stupid joke. I like that. All right, to the report card on Bill O'Brien. That's who we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Gettability. The likelihood that he would leave being the Alabama offensive coordinator to be the Nebraska head football coach.
How many jobs do you think he's turned down?
In the last 2 years?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And his name comes up for every job.
I think when guys, but you do the 1 year and you at Alabama in the Nick Saban School of Rehabilitation, right? Because that's what he is.
Gosh, see, I feel like he's been there longer than it says he has been.
You do the 1 year and you want to you want to be there and you want to really evaluate what you get in the offseason. And if nothing comes your way, I do feel like this would be the job he would probably jump for, though. Right?
Yeah, it would have to be an elite job. Right?
This would be a job that he would jump for. I think it's a pretty decent fit in that way. It's in the Big Ten. It's a rebuild job. It's not a total mess, but it's a mess. As far as as a college coach, he has proven that he can kind of maximize. Now, it is a small sample size.
It is.
And that sort of bothers me about this a little bit. He was in the NFL for a long time. When you come back from the NFL, are you a different person? or are you still that college coach? Because if a different college would have hired Bill O'Brien after 2013 at Penn State, I don't know. So gettability here. I'll say 4. I think he would kind of jump for this. I think Nebraska could get him.
It does feel like a fit. Like, hey, these two things would work well together.
Wow. I received a text here.
Ooh.
This is from Mitch Sherman. Oh. There was some overlap for Whipple with Ron Brown at Brown. Wow. Whipple coached with Ron Brown at Brown.
Amazing.
So Mark Whipple is just coached with everybody. But
I've been around the block.
He still only talks about Ben Roethlisberger, though.
Well,
Ben Roethlisberger. I've coached with those guys. Roethlisberger. I never heard anything about Bill O'Brien or Ron Brown. All I hear is Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, gettability is 4. Fan buzz if hired. Would people be excited about the Bill O'Brien hire, or would they feel like maybe you left something out there?
I think people would talk themselves into this. Learned at the hand of Nick Saban. Big Ten experience, NFL experience, evaluated rosters while in the NFL as a GM. Granted, poorly, but he did evaluate talent.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Would you put Bill O'Brien in the category of a safe hire, or would you put him in the category of a home run hire?
That is a great question. I think I would lean more towards safe than home run. Sort of, well, you need a coach. That's the name. You go get whoever is at the top spot on the Nick Saban rehab tour.
Well, especially if we're talking about other candidates for this job who have more extensive coaching resumes in college, like, for the list I gave you guys yesterday, like a Gundy or like a David Shaw or Pat Fitzgerald or Chris Peterson or like whatever it is. If we're talking about those names, and I don't know if that'll ever like get out or anything, that there is or was interest in them after the fact. But if those are the options on the table, which they won't be publicly, right? It's not going to be like, hey, we're going to put this up to a poll question. We'll take your vote between Mike Gundy and Bill O'Brien. I think Mike Gundy would win that vote. Wouldn't you think?
I would think so. This might be the classic higher floor, lower ceiling candidate.
Okay. So safe.
Yeah.
More safe than home run.
That's where I'd lean.
I think so too. But there's a scale there. And we're tilting it one way or the other. Okay. Fan buzz if hired is a right in between a 3 and a 4. I don't know what to say. Let's say 4. I think it's exciting.
Ooh.
I think it's exciting.
Good score so far for Bob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's going to grade out well. Recruiting acumen. Now we haven't seen him be at a place for more than a couple years at a time.
But he can say, I've been in the NFL. I know what it takes to get you there. I can get you there.
I'm
I know what it takes to win in college football. I've done it. And you can.
Gosh.
I know what it looks like. I was right next to Nick Saban.
I'm interested in how he would run it. His 2 head coaching stops. And yes, that's important. It's important to note that he's been at Alabama the last 2 years. So he's seen that. But I mean, those 2 stops with the Texans and Penn State are 2 like completely vastly different situations. Not only the fact that they're one's in the NFL and one's in college football, but you were just like thrown into the situation at Penn State. It's like, you got to be the coach. However you run it, however you want to run it, that's fine. But there is no playbook for this.
Gosh, do you think he could
there's
relate?
No roadmap.
Do you think he could relate to a guy who was thrusted into the head coaching position suddenly? Maybe not so suddenly, but Mickey Joseph?
Mickey time?
You think they'd have something to chat about?
Yeah. How would he put his staff together? Yeah, I just don't know if we know the answers to those. Okay, but recruiting acumen. The 4 as well. Projected success. I think this is also a 4. I think it would work. I give this as a disclaimer every time. I feel like there's a lot of coaches who would work, but I think Bill O'Brien would work. There's a reason why he's been named on all these college jobs for the last couple of years. And it does now feel like the time, right? For him. 2 years at Alabama. Whatever happens at the end of this year, you get your feet wet back in college, rebounding off of the sort of just mess that it turned into in Houston. It does feel like the moment.
He replaced Sark as Alabama OC. Sark was there for 19 and 20. So
Sark, who replaced Kiffin who replaced like Mike Loxley.
Yeah.
You go through the whole list of OCs who are now head coaches in college football.
Kiffin was at Bama for 14 through 16.
Was Mike Loxley the OC or the DC at Alabama? Because he was like the head coach at New Mexico State and won 3 games. And then he went to be the OC or DC at Alabama and then got the Maryland gig and is now, having some success with it.
He was an assistant in 16. He was the co-OC and wide receivers coach in 17. He became the full OC in 18.
There you go. He was the one right before Kiffin, right?
Yeah. Now at Maryland.
What a lineage. You be the OC at Alabama?
His son Kai quarterbacked Iowa Western.
Oh.
Free plug.
Go Reavers.
Yeah.
Projected success is a 4. Chaos factor is low.
Very low.
Quite low.
Would
1.
you go all the way to 1?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would. Would scare divisional opponents. I think because of the unknown, like he doesn't have he's not attached to a specific style. I think that works out in the, advantageously for the program that he inherits. Because you can be whatever it is around you and whatever you sort of choose to be. You're not tied to a specific thing. But that's what scares people in this division. 3. Kirk Ferentz would say, oh, okay. You should do another. I'm not going to put another graphic on your plate, but just an idea. Josh, just have the Kirk Ferentz quote of the day, that I say as it pertains to this segment. And today's quote is, okay. What would Kirk Ferentz on what he would say if Nebraska hired Bill O'Brien? That's probably too convoluted. Salary command. What's Bill O'Brien making at the moment?
It's got to be good, right?
And by the way, yes, I'm getting all these tweets and texts and stuff. I know that the people are in Alabama don't like him. I understand this. What do the people in Alabama like?
Yeah,
they don't even like Saban.
They don't even like going to the Alabama football games.
No. He is making just a hair over $1 million. $1 million.
I would have guessed more, but I guess
he's an OC.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would take much to pluck him out. Excuse me. So 3, middle of the road here. Awkwardness at opening press conference is a 1. Readiness for job is a 4. And fit with Trev. Don't know the answer to that.
But it's your job to speculate.
Yep. We put that in there, and we full well know that we don't know any of these candidates personally.
Yeah, I need some of these coaches to have a larger personal life section on Wikipedia.
Yeah. What would happen if you Google, does Bill O'Brien have any hobbies?
Bill O'Brien, hobbies.
What's he up to on his, what's, not that Bill O'Brien. Not William O'Brien.
No, he is not a William. You having trouble Googling things?
I am.
Okay.
What is going on?
Amazing. After all these years, you can have a problem like that.
Let's see. Does he have like a personal life section on here?
He does, but it's kind of
O'Brien and his
sad.
wife have 2 sons. The older son has a rare brain disorder. Man,
I told you it was sad.
It's sad. So not much going on in personal life, I guess.
Great medical facilities here in the Nebraska area.
4 on Fit with Trev. That is the wheel spin, and Bill O'Brien has graded out well.
He has.
He has done it.
I mean, but that wouldn't be the never in a million years candidate.
No, it would.
That we
not.
talked about yesterday.
No, this is a common name.
Yeah,
this is a common name for this job, and I don't think anybody would be that mad about it, honestly.
No, I mean it makes a lot of sense, right?
Yep, it does. All right, we'll come back with Bruntz next here on 1620 The Zone, but start NFL Week 7 off right with a no sweat same game parlay from FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. It doesn't matter if you're new to FanDuel or if you already have an account. You get free bets back if your TNF Thursday night football same game parlay doesn't hit. NFL same game parlays, great way to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout. So it's really perfect for the one-off games. Thursday night football, Amazon Prime. You got the Cardinals. You got the Saints. You got Alvin Kamara. You got Kyler Murray. Some interceptions going around the yard tonight. Who's going to play quarterback for the Saints? Is it Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket? You can look at any of those guys, props, overs, unders, bet the game any way you like with the good old same game parlay. Always there for you. Or you could pick one of the popular SGPs that's pre-built for you in the FanDuel app, which is top rated, by the way. However you want to play, you could bet the NFL on Thursday night with a no sweat same game parlay. Sign up with promo code Happer if you don't already have an account. If you do, you're ready to go. Just sign in and you got the deal right there. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa, 3+ legs, minimum $1 bet required. Refund issued is now withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $5. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
#1 team in the country in stop rate, Minnesota.
Oh boy, Nebraska needs them in a few weeks.
85%. #2, Michigan.
Oh, cool. They see them the week after they see Minnesota.
83%.
Very cool.
#4, Illinois.
Oh, awesome. They see them at the end of the month on the 29th.
81.5%. Have you looked at where Nebraska's ranked?
Yeah.
66. They're only one spot behind Oklahoma.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for your Thursday. Feeling warm, though, with a high near 73 in Omaha and breezy winds out of the west-northwest up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, winds calm a bit, partly cloudy to mostly clear, mild, with overnight lows into the low and mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
More with Connor and Josh after this.
We're going to have an extensive professional relationship, my man.
On 1620 The Zone. The Zone Hotline is powered by Los Hills Harley-Davidson, your home in the hills.
Would you rather that your roof or siding last 5 years or 50 years? I'm Dan Thompson of Thompson & Thompson 3rd Generation. Products today last much longer. Gone are the days of just tear shingles off, nail shingles on. Whether it's impact-resistant, high wind tolerance, or in the case of EuroShield, hail-proof rubber shingles, you can have great designer looks and durability. At Thompson & Thompson 3rd Generation, we don't just give you an estimate. We educate you and give you options. So you decide, 5 or 50. Click Thompson 3rd today and start enjoying your new roof or siding.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call on the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
If COVID taught us anything, it's that local matters. Local shops, local restaurants, even locally brewed beers. October is Drink Local Month. So the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild is challenging beer, seltzer, and cider drinkers like you to put your palate through its paces and drink local brews. Because seriously, Nebraska is really on the cutting edge when it comes to brewers who think outside the box. And besides, you really want to be drinking what they drink over in Iowa? Didn't think so. Click drinklocalnebraska.com.
At Lenahaw, our homegrown trees boast the most vibrant colors of fall. Reds, yellows, and oranges.
Shop our garden center today for the best selection of plant material and seasonal decor. When you think fall, think Lanahaw, 192nd and Center.
Hey, Olivia, what do you think when you think of Jones Bros Cupcakes and Cafe?
I think, can we go now?
Jones Bros is famous for award-winning cupcakes. Our cafe is delicious for breakfast and lunch, too.
Try French macarons.
And our light bulb boba drinks.
And our ice cream.
And our coffee and lattes.
And our croissant donuts.
We cater, too. Come see us at Jones Bros Cupcakes and Cafe in Exarban Village.
Come on, let's go.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Gary Sharp. Join me for We Got a Podcast, driven by Woodhouse Auto Family. We get more in depth, have a guest or two, and drop nuggets of info you haven't heard anywhere else. Join us for We Got a Podcast, driven by Woodhouse Auto Family, every Friday in the show page on 1620thezone.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Hey, welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and 1620thezone.com. We're now joined on the Los Hills Harley-Davidson hotline by Michael Bruntz of Esker 24/7. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not bad. What's up?
What'd you get delivered?
It was actually a bunch of stuff we were trying to get out of the house.
Oh.
We were arranging a pickup, furniture pickup.
Did you go Facebook Marketplace?
No, I've messed around with that. I don't have time for that.
I don't either. It's not great.
I already have enough time lining up appointments and things like that, and I just I don't want to haggle over $5 for something that is probably already way too cheap anyway.
Well, you don't want a bunch of bots texting you about your potential, couch or whatever you're selling on there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to deliver that couch to like New Jersey, which is usually what ends up happening.
Is this couch still available? I live in California.
Yeah. Can you bring it to LA, please? Thanks.
I would like you to give us an official comment on the Denver Broncos.
They suck.
Okay.
That period.
Send that out as a press release. We'll get that rolling.
Yeah, it's the flip side of the Michael Jordan "I'm back." They suck. So
perfect.
No, what do you want to know? Why they're bad? I don't know.
No, I pretty much know. We have a pretty good idea.
I've got some theories, but I don't know. Football should not look that difficult. That's my very that's like my old man take, because it shouldn't be that hard.
The thing that I'm really mad at them for is sucking all of the other teams in their black hole every time they play them. They at least, like, we already know we're not going to get enjoyment from watching the Broncos, but maybe it'd be fun if the other team was good. But they just suck everybody in.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, they get them into the vortex of suckitude, and then it's like, hey Colts, let's mud wrestle on national TV for 3.5 hours.
All right, Bruntz, let's go over to Husker football here. I've been asking people this week. What has been the biggest reason for you in the tail off of Anthony Grant over the last couple games here? Is it? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, has the offensive line got regressed even further, or is it just the change in the run game from when Scott Frost was here? Or is it Grant himself? They gotta find a way to get something going on the ground. You're just trying to figure out how.
Yeah, I don't think it's just one thing. I mean, I think part of it is, now you're playing Big Ten defenses, and a lot of the jump cuts and the lanes and things like that were there are the windows are a little bit smaller than they were before. I don't know that the offensive line has done him a ton of favors, but I don't know that it's been particularly worse than it was earlier in the season. I think the fact that they feel like they've got something cooking with Trey Palmer and just chucking it deep. I think that's probably entered the conversation a little bit too. And it's fully Mark Whipple's offense now, and Pat Narduzzi had his thoughts on things, and I think maybe you're seeing Nebraska just get away from it a little bit, but it'll be interesting as they go forward because you're facing basically 4 of the top 10 defenses over the next 5 games, and we're going to see what they can kind of get done there. But there doesn't seem to be a ton of creativity in terms of getting him in space and opportunities to make some plays. There's also been a few too where the holes have broken, and it seems like he's just kind of been like one missed tackle away from breaking big ones. So maybe that's a good sign of future things. But yeah, I mean, you've got to find something, because if teams know you can't run the ball, I mean, Casey Thompson's already taken enough shots this year as it is, and if teams know that that's what they've got to prepare for, I think you're going to see blitzers coming over the walls the next 5 weeks.
Well, you mentioned it with the defenses coming in. Like, don't you think it's actually more likely that they go further into the, bleep it, Trey Palmer down there somewhere offense rather than attempting to sort of commit to the run game? Like, I feel like, and knowing Whipple too, it's actually more possible, more likely that they go the other way and continue to sort of steer into, throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah, no, I think that there's a strong possibility of that. It's just, I think you've almost got to feel bad for Nebraska's defense, because I mean, you've seen what time of possession has been, and I think with the offenses that they're going to be playing, I think you have a pretty strong potential for similar time of possession disparities in Nebraska's future. And I just don't know that. I don't know that Nebraska is going to win a ton of track meets, because I just don't think that they're going to be able to turn these games into track meets over the next few weeks. I mean, like Iowa, Illinois this year, they're pretty much the anti-track meet.
Yeah. Michael Bruntz is with us. They definitely are. And then that brings into question the defense, and if they can hold up, especially against the run. Purdue was barely interested in, if you could shut it down in the first couple carries, they're not going back to it the rest of the game. But Nebraska wasn't able to do that on Saturday. Like, I don't know. It feels better in a way because they did what they did on Saturday and they got something going on offense, but it feels worse when you look ahead at the teams that they have coming in.
Yeah, no, and you're going to be facing good backs, and you're going to be also facing teams that I feel like have kind of found something scheme-wise that has worked against this Nebraska defense the last few years. I mean, Minnesota found out, I think, pretty quickly that if you get Nebraska's defenders moving side to side, you can find some cutback lanes and really kind of play bully ball a little bit. And, I think with the way that this year's defense is, I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't work. And, oh, by the way, you have one middle linebacker that's probably out for an extended period of time. You've got another one that's hobbled. That's a scary place to be with the games that are coming up. So, that group is going to have to dig deep, and you're going to need to see kind of more of what you saw last year with a lot of hats around the ball. And if one guy misses a tackle, you need somebody else there to kind of clean things up. I mean, these next 5 games are going to require good tackling and toughness up front, and we'll see if they're up to it. But I just, in addition to everything that's happened this year, I mean, I think Iowa has done it pretty well. I think Minnesota certainly, and I think Illinois is going to be willing to run the ball as much as they possibly can. So there's no secret about what Nebraska is going to be facing down the stretch here.
Who would qualify as the flavor of the week in the coaching search this week? Is it still Mickey Joseph?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's actually, the last couple of weeks haven't been great weeks for, results for the guys that are kind of in the assumed lead pack for the coaching search. You haven't had that coach that just is having a really hot year. Leipold obviously is they lost last week, and they've got a couple tough games coming up here too. So there's just not a lot of buzz around anybody right now.
Isn't that a good thing though? Like, isn't that, because I mean, you don't want to draw too many conclusions to 5 years ago. But the guy that they ended up hiring was the hottest coach in the country, and I've always wondered if it would have, or what would have happened if he wasn't as hot. The perception is a big thing.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, perception is a big thing, and I know Trev has said that he's not concerned about winning the press conference, and that's a great sentiment. At the same time, I think it becomes a little bit easier to sell a hire if they're coming in on a good season rather than limping to a 7-5 finish or 6-6. I mean, I think even though I know that Trevor Alberts is not being a prisoner to whatever the record is this year or week to week, how guys are doing, I think that a significant portion of the fan base is, and I think that's you kind of have competing ideals there, and we'll kind of see how the season plays out. But that's something that's always a little bit in the back of my head.
Well, you can't, I don't know, as much as perception doesn't matter, I don't think you can hire a 1-11 coach. It just doesn't, it doesn't. You can't sell that.
No, well, and I think you got to be careful too, because and I don't even know that this is right, but when you start kind of getting into the 6-6 territory, 7-5, and then, well, okay, this guy did a lot with a little, and then all of a sudden he's Mike Riley 2-0.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's, whether that's fair or not, that's just where the conversation goes, and is part of the maddening portion of the coaching search.
Here's what I said: Nebraska's hired so many different coaches, they've had so many different processes over the last 20 years. You're going to be able to draw a conclusion to one of them. It's whatever coach they hire, he might be you might be able to draw similarities to Frost. You might be able to draw similarities to Riley or Callahan or whatever it might be. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means the guy that they picked that time didn't work out. And it doesn't, just because it's one thing doesn't mean that it won't work.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, but that's not where the conversation goes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Matt Campbell was Mike Riley 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I've even had, people talking about how Chris Peterson and Mike Riley had a lot of similarities, which the only commonality I could find was that they both coached in the Pac-12 at one point in their careers. So
they kind of look the same. They have they have kind of gray hair. I don't know. Mike Riley's clearly older, but they wear lots of rain jackets because they're in the Pacific Northwest.
That's the weather. Yeah. So.
Look, man, I don't want a coach who wore a rain jacket. Mike Riley wore a rain jacket.
Yeah, Mike Riley was an over 60 football coach, which a lot of people are. So that's why they can't hire anybody that age.
Yeah. He's got to fit into a really perfect zone. He's got to be 55 or younger. Can't be an up and coming hot shot coach. Has to have coached in the Power 5 before, had success at a major school. We got to check some boxes here.
Yeah. Well, whenever there's an AD search, I always think it's kind of funny if you just started tweeting random pictures, stock pictures of random old guys, and this is the AD at this school, and people would probably have issues with that person no matter what. So even if he's not a real AD.
Hey, that's a great lesson, actually. I when Trev Alberts was hired, it was kind of oh, okay. Well, I guess it's Trev Alberts then. He's been around for a long time. We'll see how this one works out. And I don't know, there hasn't been too much in terms of like concrete wins and losses. But I think a lot of people would agree with this, that Trev's doing a pretty good job. Now he'll be graded on the hire, but I don't know that anybody was over the moon about bringing Trev Alberts in.
No, I think it was very much a jury's still out thing. That was the overarching immediate snap judgment that I heard.
Yeah. So maybe a lesson for the head coach. Okay, Bruntz, we will talk to you soon. Good luck with the Broncos, and thank you. We don't have to see him on primetime for. I'm not going to wake up at 8:30 and watch the stupid London game and watch them. So
yeah, well, the NFL's doing us a favor and hiding the Jaguars and Broncos in London. So thank you.
And maybe they get flexed out of Sunday night at the end of the season too.
Fingers crossed.
See you, Bruntz.
Thanks,
Michael Bruntz of Husker 24/7. Oh, it's a bad spot to be. I'm hoping and wishing that my team gets flexed out of primetime games. Not what you want. We'll come back, round things out with the poll questions. Tell you what to watch next on 1620 The Zone.
Now live on Twitch, YouTube, and 1620thezone.com.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Brookside Medical Clinic. Is erectile dysfunction damaging your relationship? Are you sick of the pill and all the side effects? Well, welcome to the future. We have a major medical breakthrough. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy. Backed by 60 clinical studies, our technology uses pressure waves to repair and open up blood vessels. We've helped countless men get rid of their ED. But what is the true end result? Their relationship, even their lives, improve drastically. If you're ready to regain your love life, call us right now, and not only will the assessment and ultrasound be free, we'll also give you a gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. It almost never fails. This is worth $550, and it's free to callers right now. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and experience what I call the happiness ripple effect. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now. 402-671-7777.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to have someone else say it. Because for some reason, when a random person talks about how great something is in a commercial, it's more believable.
I saved with a Progressive home and auto bundle.
And there you have it. I mean, I'm not sure why she's more believable than me, but either way, you get the point about the saving. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Imagine it's a scorcher and your home's AC just quit. Sometimes it's beyond repair and needs to be replaced. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. Modern AC systems are more energy efficient, which is good news for your energy bill. Call 402-788-1234 or visit McCarthy's1hour.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay it time. Always on time, or you don't pay it time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
This is Scott Schultz from Host Coffee. 2022 marks our 50th year and business has never been better. We are rapidly growing and adding new customers, which means we need new route drivers and service technicians. We have new jobs for those new to the industry with little or no experience, and new careers that require knowledge in the coffee and vending world. There's a good chance we have just what you need in a new job. Host Coffee offers competitive pay and understands the work-life balance. Apply today at hostcoffee.net/careers and join our team.
Husker coverage on 1620 The Zone is presented by Tickets for Less. Tickets for Less is your local source for Nebraska football tickets. Compare and save today at ticketsforless.com. All the Nebraska football news, stories, experts, and coverage you need is on 1620 The Zone.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
All right, final orders of business this afternoon on the Connor Happer Show. Poll questions. You could vote at Happer Show. I was just saying to Josh during the break, we've had a pretty good crop. And we're a little biased, I suppose. A good crop of poll questions over the last couple days. They've been organic.
Proud of us.
They've been fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really fun to go back over because oftentimes we don't remember what the conversation was even about.
You got to let the game come to you, Connor.
Poll question number 1. Did Jeffrey Dahmer go no ice in his soda?
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did too.
That wouldn't shock me.
Hey, no ice. I can just see him saying that. Ooh, gives me chills. 76% say yeah.
Wow.
He did that.
Overwhelming.
I did that. Do you miss live network TV events? I brought this up. I'm really passionate about this.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have people doing crazy stuff on live TV.
I agree with you.
Where's David Blaine when you need him?
Where's Geraldo opening Al Capone's vault?
Yeah. Where's a speech that we've killed a terrorist or something?
Oh, yeah.
That matters.
Sure.
That counts, right? They break in.
Uh-huh.
We got somebody. Yeah, well, I miss him quite a bit. Where's the Wallendas? 53 or 55% say yes.
Ooh,
low.
Maybe that's why we don't do them anymore.
Is 128 a lot?
Oh, yeah. It's way too many.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. Now, if you don't know what the context of what we're talking about, it may not be a lot. But in this case, it was about the NCAA basketball tournament. And it is a lot. 71% agree. What's better, Ice Cube as a dad or a snow cone?
So stupid.
I don't know anything about Ice Cube's parenting.
I guess to be true, I don't either.
So just give me a snow cone.
I'll take Ice Cube.
67% say a snow cone.
Oh, sad.
Which is better, Ice from Sonic or Ice Cube's acting career? Sonic Ice, pretty good. Pretty good. Ice Cube's acting career, also pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Sneaky good.
But as I said before, the Sonic Ice means more to me. 69% say Sonic Ice.
Nice, but also not nice. Come on, this is a human being versus an ice cube.
What would be a better top 5? Top 5 Ice Cubes or top 5 versions of Ice Cube, the person? Top 5 Ice Cubes.
No.
It is dead heat, 50-50 right now. I think people were mostly just confused by that one.
No.
Do you think people call Bill O'Brien Billy?
I do not.
I bet older people who knew him when he was like 14 do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. 64% say no. Do smart people have butt chins? I think smart people can have butt chins. So yes.
No.
65% say no. And those are the polls. Josh, what are we watching tonight?
We have a sports equinox today. So happy sports equinox to all who celebrate. We begin with baseball, ALCS, Game 2, Yankees-Astros, 6:30 on TBS. You got Luis Severino for the Yankees, Framber Valdez for the Astros. The roof will be open tonight at Minute Maid Park.
Oh,
So you don't die of smoke inhalation when the fireworks go
I
off
know.
and they don't clear.
I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I was watching it on TV.
The graphic in the backstop looks different because it's
Right.
not covered by smoke.
Yeah.
Also, there is an NFL game tonight. If you choose to participate,
I suppose we have to make a pick here. Huh?
Saints Cardinals 7:00 Amazon Prime. You can listen to the game right here on 1620 The Zone. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. You got that line pulled up?
Yep, I do. We're sticking with the dogs as well. Saints plus 2.5 at the moment. Oh, keep in mind this is DeAndre Hopkins' first game.
It is.
He is #back.
It's a gotta have it for both teams. You know what? Let's get weird. Give me the Cardinals.
Cardinals minus 2.5. Saints plus 2.5 for me.
Also, in the third quarter, you will have that major Taylor Swift album teaser, music video
Oh, for
teaser
God's
announcement
sakes.
thing. So, I mean, don't even tune in at halftime, and then the fun begins. NBA, let's see, Bucks Sixers at 6:30 on TNT. Clippers Lakers is your nightcap on Turner.
Oh, Lakers again, huh?
Yeah, imagine that. Hockey, Devils Islanders 6:30.
Watch out for them
ESPN
Devils
Plus.
now.
Yeah.
Watch out for them Devils.
And finally, we have college football tonight as well. Virginia at Georgia Tech, 6:30 on ESPN. And then you got Troy at South. Is it South Alabama or Southern Alabama? It's
South Alabama,
Yeah.
USA.
The Jaguars, 6:30 on the U, ESPN U.
Thank you, Josh.
Happy Sports Equinox, everybody.
We got them all today, and we'll have them all again Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday and if necessary, but probably on Monday.
That is what we are watching tonight, and that is the show. If you missed anything, it's all up. 1620thezone.com. Crossovers next.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.